Hello and welcome to the Pointless Distractions podcast. I'm your host, Kyle Draper. With me,
Graham Bergeron.
Scott Westerman.
Pat Draper.
And your boy Gula. Let's go!
Let's
go!
How you doing, Gula?
I'm doing all right. How are you boys doing?
Good.
Not too bad.
Nice.
So, Pat, you haven't met Gula yet. Obviously, we're familiar with him, but...
No, I don't think so. Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you. I've heard a lot of you on the pod, so I kind of think I know you already, so.
Oh, that's a good thing, but you're going to be staying at his house in about a month and a half.
I'm excited. It's going to be a blast. I'm excited to have you here.
Nice. Thank you.
We're going to get
Thank
hammered.
you for having me.
If you're a drinker.
We're gonna get hammered and shoot off fireworks.
Yeah, I'm an all drinker. I drink whatever. So I've been to Ireland. I've drink Guinness. So right from the tap.
Oh, there we go. Right from the teat.
Yep, that's it.
All right, so Gula, allegedly you're one of our biggest fans. I do believe that, but 2 months ago we did our first zombie movie review episode, and you had messaged me and said, next one you do, whether it's zombies, whatever, I love horror movies, I want on. I'm like, all right, I'm down. So I knew the next one we were gonna do, we had to have you on. So I'm glad you're joining us tonight.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This is awesome. I think the movies are pretty good. And let's get into it.
All right, here's my little intro.
Oh boy.
Oh, no.
Here we go.
Gentlemen, this episode's horror movie review theme is Stay Out of the Woods. Tonight we will be covering Friday the 13th, The Burning, Cabin Fever, and Eden Lake. Whether it's slashers, infections, bullies, or terrible decision-making, these films remind us it's not the wildlife that's dangerous, it's other people. So grab a flashlight and some bug spray, ignore every warning, and let's all head into the woods.
That's good.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
I mean, just like everyone in these movies, I'm ready to make some bad decisions.
All right. All right, so the first movie I'll be covering, Friday the 13th. Some notes. Directed by Sean Cunningham, 1980. Music by Harry Manfredini. Everybody knows that soundtrack. That's actually
Classic.
Kill Ma, but the end is cut off. It's not. Tom Savini, special effects. Woo. He was coming off of Dawn of the Dead, so they hired him for that. So he was still kind of new, but making his name. It made $60 million on $550,000.
Dang.
Jesus.
That's
a
just
good
the initial
return.
box office run?
Yeah,
Because obviously it's made probably billions over the years.
that's
with merchandise
1980
and
money, just the first one.
Wow.
It started the whole premarital sex get killed trope.
Yep.
I mean, they did that in Halloween, but they really drilled that in for Friday the 13th. It was filmed in New Jersey at Camp Nobi Busco. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, which is still a Boy Scout camp, and it's still being used. And most of those cabins are still there, and you can see all that stuff. It hasn't really changed. Spoiler alert, Betsy Palmer, who pops up later. Betsy Palmer thought it was a piece of shit, but took it to buy a new car. So her car broke down right before she got the offer, and she needed 10 grand for a new Mercedes or whatever it was at the time. I think it said Mercedes. And they were paying $1,000 a day for 10 days. So she's like, all right, I'll do it. No one's ever going to see it. Fun fact, Betsy Palmer was America's sweetheart, and she was on the show I've Got a Secret for 2 decades, which was the Whose Line Is It Anyway of the 60s, where it'd be someone would come on, they'd have a secret, and then it'd be a guest panel trying to...
Oh, shit, I had no idea.
Yeah, so when she, was on that, everyone's like, her? What the fuck? we're not 75, so we don't get it.
I hope she got residuals for this movie, because if so, she's living high on the hog now.
Well, she died a decade ago. But Pat and I and our dad met her, and she was a sweetheart, too.
She was, and I looked at her, I said, you scared the ever-living shit out of me as a kid. And she goes, I'm sorry, hope I don't scare you now. I'm like, no, and she gave me a hug.
Yeah, remember, Pat, you were like, he's like, you were so evil. She's like, I just have a black heart. And I was like, what?
Yeah. she was amazing.
Did she grab your butt when she hugged you?
Goddamn,
I can't remember. Yeah, she might have tickled my taint.
But I do remember Dad mentioned that fucking show. And he's like, "Oh, back in 1964, you're a real cutie." All right,
It's like a bag of wet dog food.
No, she looked. This was 2002 or 3, and she looked exactly like she did in 1980.
Yeah.
You look. It was just Mrs. Voorhees.
That's awesome.
But all right, let's start the movie. So it starts in 1958. 2 counselors are fooling around and they get killed. Any thoughts on this scene? It's basically
That's what did I guess?
yeah.
It's
Two
an iconic
counselors are
scene.
messing around and they get killed.
The teenagers go off, and do the little diddling to each other, and then all of a sudden, fucking
No.
mama comes in. That's it. Slash.
That's
Wait,
it.
you're ruining it. So, I can't see Mama yet, but yeah.
Oh yeah, you fucked it up.
Look it up.
Spoilers.
Why do they keep talking about Betsy Palmer? She's in that? No. But yeah, just shows two counselors getting killed right before they're about to bang. Cuts to 1980, where we meet hitchhiker Annie. She arrives in the local town, and she's hitchhiking to Crystal Lake because she's a new camp counselor, and she needs a ride there.
It's gonna be the cook, right?
Yeah, the cook.
Yeah.
The cook, yeah.
She meets a dude in the diner.
We meet Ralph, guy,
We do
for the
meet
first
Ralph.
time.
There we go. I was going to say, Crazy Ralph warns her about the curse.
Camp Blood.
Go to Camp Blood, are you?
It's a death curse.
Awesome. Just an awesome scene. Sets it up perfectly.
She hitchhikes like halfway there. I guess he drops her off at one point, kind of close to the lake. She keeps hitchhiking. A Jeep picks her up. You don't see the driver.
And sorry.
No, you're allowed to talk.
No, and then they go by the turn. She's like, "Where are we going?" Then she knows something's not right.
Yeah, they drive by the Crystal Lake sign. She knows something's wrong. Eventually jumps out of the car, runs in the woods. She thinks that she loses the person following her, and surprise, gets her throat cut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The thing I loved about this scene, I think, was the best. How she just hitchhiking out there, and the old guy's like telling her, "Oh, blah blah blah, don't do it, go out there." And it's like, I'm just going to drop you off, and you got to walk the other 10 miles out to the lake. Like, okay, you can't just go out of your way 10 minutes to drop this girl off at the actual camp. No, just here. It's that way.
It's Camp Blood. It's cursed.
Well, her death was on him.
Come
Yeah.
on, the plot can't move forward unless he does that. So
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
It's like
I just thought it was funny.
He just
It's like,
drops
wow,
her
they
off
just-
and nothing happens.
drop you off in the middle of nowhere. Camp's 10 miles that way. Enjoy.
fucking
Alright.
drops her off right at the lake, with all the counselors around, and nothing happens to her.
Here, I'll carry your shit in too. All right. Owner Steve Christie and his girlfriend Alice meet the new camp counselors and put them to work immediately.
His neck band is amazing.
His
The
jean shorts are
handkerchief,
amazing.
yeah. Well, yeah, they're jarts.
Oh, those fucking cutoffs. Yeah, you can still see the pockets fucking coming down. And then after that, it gets very brief. It's like one by one they get killed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of my notes in there. It's like, okay, once the killings start, they start coming like fast and furious. And there's only like, 6 kids there the whole time anyway?
Yeah, they basically...
But it's just like back to back to back to back, just kill.
shows them the first night in the cabin, playing guitar and whatever. By the way, the dude playing guitar is Harry Crosby. That's Bing Crosby's one of his youngest sons.
Holy shit.
What?
Fun fact.
But-
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at the cast and it was like,
It
whoa.
would have been better if it came out of Pat's mouth, but Pat.
We got an actual listener. Let's give him 35 questions.
Yeah.
I got a question for you guys before
Oh,
we
shit.
do a little thing. It's a little. When is Jason's birthday?
Oh, wasn't it just a couple days ago?
June 13th, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, it was. And what's the year?
1946.
It was. It's 80th
Fucking
birthday,
right, man. Jesus.
Yeah, he turned 80 the other day. I sent that to you fuckers.
Yeah,
You guys should
I
have known
knew.
that.
Yeah, that's the only reason I knew that.
Damn it, I blew it.
You blew it. Fucking just blew my fact out of the water.
Damn, Pat, Jason would be older than Dad if he was alive.
Jeez.
He's older than me.
Dad never killed anyone that I know of.
What do you mean? He's still alive. Jason never dies.
Someone said the other day, what would he look like at 80? I was like, I don't know, he was a fucking zombie at like 30.
Yeah.
He's a zombie at like 12.
That's one ugly motherfucker.
The boy.
But yeah, who gets killed first? Like I kind of stopped the notes there, but Kevin Bacon basically has sex with his girlfriend, finishes, she leaves. He gets the infamous kill from through the bed.
Well, it's pretty badass though. When it starts,
Doesn't their weird friend get killed first?
Yeah.
Oh, the
Who, like
dude in
he
the
sees
Indian
them making
headdress?
out.
Yeah.
and,
The
like,
obnoxious guy, yeah.
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 And then Kevin Bacon gets the arrow through the neck.
Which is the most iconic part of the movie. Everybody
yeah,
knows
of course.
that situation.
Yeah, that part was fucking amazing as a kid. You watch it now, it's like, it's pretty cool, but
When I was a kid, this movie scared the living fucking shit out of me. I lived on a cul-de-sac, and you know, it's the 80s, so it's like, you know, where were your kids at 10 p.m.? You know where your kids are? So it was that era, and I would stay out late, way later than what I was supposed to. And walking home into this cul-de-sac, there was always like in the back of my mind, fucking Jason's gonna fuck me up.
Was it cul-de-sac on
running-
a lake?
Okay,
Running down the
turns out-
street, hey?
Turns out it was just the Clopex.
Yeah.
Gula, when did you first see that movie? You're a few years older than me, right? What year were you born? 80?
I was born in 80, yeah.
All right.
Probably, I have to say, like, 85, probably.
Oh,
About
you're a
the
little
right
guy.
age.
I was
Hey.
5. I was
That's
5 at the
great.
time. But again, like that, those were the times. My parents
Yeah.
both worked, and you know, we had HBO and all the channels, and it's like, what else am I gonna fucking do?
Right.
'Cause I definitely had seen a bunch of Jason movies up to that point, and I remember Dad went and rented it, and he's like, "Oh, you're gonna want to watch this one? Just see the ending." I had no idea what he was talking about. I was probably
Yeah.
8 or 9, and then like the old lady pops up. Spoiler alert again.
Yeah.
Like what? I still thought it was cool, but like,
Dad was like, "You got a good report card. Here's some savage movies."
oh my god, that was super tame compared to Reanimator. But yeah,
Yeah.
just seeing that, and I was like, oh, okay. Like, Jason's not even in the first one. Which still people, like, if you ask just some average person, like, Friday the 13th Part 1, they're going to say Jason Voorhees.
Probably my first time I seen a titty.
Yeah.
Well, since you
You're
were a
fine.
baby.
Yeah.
Was it,
yeah.
was it Kevin Bacon's girlfriend in that? I think
Yeah.
that's the only nude scene, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Of all the movies that we watched, I was expecting much more from the nudity.
Mm-hmm.
Later in this series, that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty of TNA later, but, they're still trying to figure out the formula.
There's a lot of panties. Not a lot of titties.
It's always good to have tits in it in a movie. That's
Oh, yeah.
literally why I watch 80s movies, is because there's bound to be titties in it.
Oh yeah.
Well, when I told Gula about this one, he's like, should we do I told him about, the categories, the questions at the end of each one. He goes, it's going to be like best titties? I'm like, yeah, sure. And there's not many options in this round, but
Right.
She wins.
by default, Kevin Bacon's
Unanimous.
girlfriend. So going back to the movie, so everyone essentially is killed except for Alice. It's implied that Steve Christie, the dude running the camp, before he gets killed, also it's all in first person, but he knows who the killer is because
Right.
he's like coming out of his Jeep. He's like, "Oh, hi, what are you doing out here?" And then gets killed. So it's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
So
Because he sounded like he was familiar with her. Yeah.
Yeah.
He knew.
Yeah.
So Alice discovers all the dead bodies. Conveniently, they all come swinging out and just appear.
Mm-hmm. I love that part.
Like a haunted
I mean,
house.
it's a great part, but how did Mama Voorhees get that big dude up on a door?
She's been working out, man.
She used
Yeah.
a fall
Graham, it's called a mother's love.
Yeah.
Creatine.
You know what?
She's into the proteins.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so Alice discovers all the dead bodies, freaking out. Suddenly, a Jeep pulls out. A kindly old woman comes out and says, "Oh, don't worry, I'm Mrs. Voorhees. I used to work here. She was the camp cook."
Mm-hmm.
Then she slowly descends into madness and starts dropping hints, and you realize that she's been the killer the whole time.
What a great sweater she had.
Kill her, Mommy. Kill her.
But the whole reason for her revenge is her son Jason was swimming in, what was it, back in 1953 or 8?
Yeah.
57.
Anyway, he was swimming.
Watching him.
Yeah, the two people that were banging at the beginning were supposed to be watching him because they were lifeguards. They didn't. He drowned. She's pissed off and doesn't want them reopening the lake. I guess that's, slightly reasonable without the killing part. But, yeah, so basically Mrs. Voorhees stalks Alice all over trying to kill her. She's very good at killing people until it's someone, like, running away.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
That's what I thought. Like the question that you posed, I don't know if it's a good time to bring it out, but could you survive this? It's fucking
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Oh, I could.
I meant Mrs. Voorhees is bomb at stealth kills, but if she's coming right at you, yeah, fuck it. But Alice
Yeah,
keeps
right.
fighting her back, and basically, I mean, she could take her at any time, but she just keeps pushing her off, pushing her off, and then eventually it gets to the beach of Crystal Lake.
Slow motion.
Yeah, it's a machete, right, or an axe?
Yeah. Machete.
Machete.
Anyway, she pulls out a machete, chops off Mrs. Voorhees' head. She's dead.
I think it's an adamantium machete of doom.
It might
Because it
be.
just slices through that neck like nothing.
It's a great Tom
Butter.
Savini effect, though. If
Yeah.
you look close, you can see the two wooden picks that we're holding the head on.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
good.
fine.
I never
And
noticed that.
Yeah, it cuts to Alice for whatever reason decides to get into a canoe after killing that woman, and all her friends are dead.
I would not do that. She's just like, and the birds are chirping.
And do you
She's
notice-
like, it's so peaceful.
You know, suddenly it seems like it's late fall.
Yeah, like it literally
Like
went
it
like
jumped
3
ahead
months
2 or
past.
3 months.
Yeah, well, there's
Well, I mean, that's the filming sequence, yeah.
yeah, but the
So-
continuity errors. Yeah,
So
Oh,
she's all
that I mean that was probably a studio reshoot. They're like, you need to add this at the end.
Could have been, yeah.
There's no way there was a continuity person on that movie.
No, I'm saying why the
No, I got you.
why it seems like it was filmed at a different time.
So peaceful ending, and just zooms into her, like, you know, dreaming on the lake, you know, being all peaceful. I remember watching that with Dad once again. He's like, "No, just watch." I'm like, "What? Obviously, I know something's coming."
yeah.
It's fucking Dad. And of course, young Jason Voorhees, you know, all mutated, covered in fucking seaweed and fucking looks like tar.
Lakeweed.
Grabs Alice, pulls her under. And then she wakes up in a hospital, and she's essentially, you know, like, you know, my friends are all dead, blah blah blah. Whatever happened to the boy? And the sheriff that's, you know, talking to her is like, "What boy?"
The boy.
Good boy.
Pat's
Jason, the
favorite
boy.
part. Anyway, they're like, "We didn't find any boy."
Did you touch his penis?
Well, I mean,
Call
I'm sure
back.
she did. Yeah, that's what you do.
And then she concludes that, well, then he's still out there. But it's left very vague
Yeah.
if Jason actually pulled her down, because, you know, when we get to part 2 at some point.
Well, she gets killed like 8 minutes into the second movie.
Yeah, and
right?
also Jason is about 35 years old, so
Yeah.
they took a
They're
few
like a
liberties.
fucking brick.
There's
shit
more.
house.
There's fucking more holes than Swiss cheese in these in the whole series.
Real quick trivia: does anyone know which Friday the 13th Jason gets a hockey mask?
3?
3, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I figured everyone would know that, but it's fun for
2, doesn't he just have a bag on his head or something?
yep, sackhead.
That's
yeah, it's,
true.
it's just like a sack. Yeah,
Yeah.
not sack.
Has a nutsack on his head.
Oh, another weird fact I had from before, I forgot to write it down, but before they cast Betsy Palmer, they wanted to get Estelle Parsons. Danny, you guys know who that is?
No.
Do you remember
familiar.
Roseanne's mom, like in the show?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
of course.
Yeah, she's still alive too, but she was like, "No, the movie's too violent. I don't want to do that." But that
Oh,
would have
that's
been
funny.
great too if that woman was in it.
Roseanne.
Dan, maybe she became a lesbian in that. The mom.
No, I think the sister ended up, or somebody was like, one of their friends was a lesbian, and she was
No,
like,
her mom definitely became a lesbian though.
oh yeah, oh god.
Oh, God.
We're gonna do the Roseanne podcast. Does anyone else have anything to add about that before we get into the favorite scenes, characters, kills, survive, and all that?
Yeah, I got a couple things that I was surprised at how, for such an early slasher movie, how, like, kind of logical, I guess, for lack of a better word, it is, how they actually were giving excuses for why they couldn't just get help or leave. Like, you know, they cut the phone lines, the
Yeah.
truck wouldn't start because she'd sabotaged it. Steve's coming out, he's trying to come out to, you know, he doesn't even know what this is going on, the guy that actually owns the place. So he's trying to come back out in a rainstorm, but his Jeep dies, and then he has to hitch a ride with a cop, but then the cop gets called away, which delays him even more.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, he never show up, and then he finally does show up, and, you know, she's ready for him, and she kills him. There were some kind of funny how, like, nobody knew anybody else was dead until the very end, and when Alice started finding the bodies, when she found Bill hanging on the door with the arrow stuck in him. It's like, you know, everybody just kind of going about the business, like something weird's going on, but they had not found another body. Nobody else knew exactly what was going on until that, and all of a sudden, you know, then Mrs. Voorhees shows up and the shit hits the fan. So it was crazy. And also the direction was actually pretty good in this. Like, some of the scenes were shot really well, like the way they were framed and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, and that, you know, this director was, I don't know if it was his first time directing or he's
John
second or third
Cunningham.
time. Yeah,
He produced Last House on the Left, if that helps.
but I was like, 'cause I remember reading some of the Wikipedia stuff, and he was like, he was like real kind of humble about being a director. Like, I don't really know what I'm doing, but, you know, some of it was pretty creative and really well done. I was,
But he
kind of impressed.
started a genre that was wildly successful, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, I know it gets a little wacky in the sequels and stuff where people make the dumbest decisions ever, but in this one, they were, for the most part, making good decisions. They were just had no idea what was going on and were getting picked off one by one.
They back in the day, there was this controversy between Sleepaway Camp and Friday the 13th, where they both went back and forth. We did it first. Back and forth. But obviously, Friday the 13th won out that battle.
Graham, do you have anything to add? I know you had. You said you had a bunch of.
I
stuff
mean,
right
I
now.
have
Don't
so
hold
many.
back.
I have so many.
I mean, don't
thoughts
go
on
for an
this
hour,
movie.
but
Talk to us, Graham. Talk to us.
I have never been a huge horror person. So going into this was my first time watching the movie. I knew the twist going into it. I knew Jason wasn't the killer and all that. And I think from like a directing perspective, it was great. The score was incredible. It like built tension for all of the kills. And you can tell that they made the most of the fact that they didn't have like a very big budget. So like you don't even notice that almost everyone dies off screen. The script, I have so many problems with.
Oh boy.
Just the entire, like, the whole Mama Voorhees thing, I can't tell if they wanted it to be a twist or not. Because I feel like if it was going to be a twist, wouldn't you set up the character earlier in the movie? Like, I feel like it does a disservice to that they introduce her and then like 2 minutes later it's like, surprise, I'm the killer. Because it also doesn't make sense, because every other person in the movie she just walks up to and murders. If she just walked up to Alice and murdered her job's done. She could have had that exposition dump scene to the cops after they arrested her for murdering everyone.
Can I interject really quick? I just want to say Betsy Palmer said she wishes they had put her in the diner scene so you could at least like see her there before that fact.
Yeah, that would have made
if
sense.
they had built her up as like a kindly old lady.
Right.
I think the most elegant solution is I think she should have been the wife of the crazy guy. And so
Ralph?
Ralph.
bike?
And then when Jason died, he went crazy. And then when Jason died, she started killing people.
Yeah.
And like set her up through the movie as like Ralph's loving, doting wife who like takes care of him and stuff. And then at the end you find out, oh, she's been the one killing everyone the whole time. It just like, she did great in the role.
Yeah.
I just think the script did her no favors.
Next
She
time
should
I
have
do
been-
the time comedian, I'll have to go back and fix it.
Yeah.
She should
The
have
Graham
been.
edit.
She should have been Ralph's arm candy.
Say Crazy Ralph can't be tied down. He's like, how am I going to ride around on my bicycle warning people?
Yeah, on that note, I kind of put a note about that too. I said Mrs. Voorhees versus Alice is just dumb and kind of ruins the movie for me. There's no way one of the guys wouldn't have taken her out. Like, once Alice knew what she was dealing with, she could have easily taken her out. And then, like, immediately, and she did, frying pan to the face. It's just like, okay. So it's like, once you see her coming, it's like, why did she announce herself at all? It's like, she was killing everybody by surprise because she obviously couldn't overpower these, strapping young lads in their early 20s or whatever. But apparently she can, because she can lift the one guy up on the door and stick him to it.
Just
But
gotta
yeah, it's
follow
like,
the horror rules. You have to
Yeah.
follow. Don't have sex. Never have sex in a horror film because you're gonna die.
Premarital sex, at least.
well, do you
Yeah,
know if you're in a
exactly.
horror film, though? That's the problem.
All right, can we move on to a favorite scene? So mine's going to be chopping off Mrs. Voorhees' head.
Nice.
Scott?
I wrote, although there are a lot of girls walking around in bikinis or panties, it's hard to beat the idea of strip monopoly. And also Alice barricading when she was the last lone survivor, and she was barricading herself in the room. That was pretty well done. She's like tying the rope to the door and putting all the stuff in front of the doors and pulling the shades down and turning off the lights and doing all that. And finds a baseball bat. I was like, all right,
Yeah.
she's actually
That's
behaving
actually-
logically here.
That's actually my favorite too, because it's the first time somebody in that movie actually has a good head on their shoulders. Yeah, that's mine too.
Hey, Graham, favorite scene?
I think it's when she kills Kevin Bacon's girlfriend. Like I said, I've never been like a horror fan or like a slasher fan, and I feel like that scene had the best like build up of tension in the whole movie. And I think
Oh, is that when she's in the shower or whatever? Or that
And then it goes into she's the one that gets like shot in the archery range.
Right.
And that was the scene that made me go like, you know what, I kind of get it. Like, I kind of get why everyone loves movies like this.
Hey, Gula, favorite scene?
The boat scene at the end. It's got them grabbing her down
Yeah.
and scared the fucking living shit out of me.
All right, favorite character? I'm going to say Mrs. Voorhees.
Me too.
I was having trouble distinguishing them all, so I just picked Bill because he seemed pretty level-headed. Although he also died off screen, and it was kind of like, eh. He was like doing all this stuff, but then he, obviously got snuck
So
up on
Bill
it.
Crosby.
Yeah.
Graham?
I said no one. I couldn't remember a single person's name after the movie ended. When it ended and I was trying to figure out the name of the girl who survived at the end, I was like, I bet $20 her name was Alice, because I feel like every horror movie from the 80s had an Alice in it. And like I said, Mama Voorhees was a great character, but the script kind of ruined it for me.
Gula, favorite character?
I'm gonna go with Ralph, crazy old man.
Yeah, you're all doomed.
Exactly.
All right. Favorite kill? Once again, I'm gonna say Mrs. Voorhees with the head jump.
I went with Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
I took the easy way out.
The arrow twisting around, yeah.
That's exactly what I
mattress
put.
into the throat. Yep.
The favorite distinguishing kill that everybody remembers.
And the important question, could you survive this? I said probably. That's only if she doesn't, like, appear under my bed and, stealth kill me.
Yeah, of course.
That's exactly what I wrote, was probably...
If I'm walking on a trail and she comes at me with a fucking hammer, she's dead.
Right.
Yeah.
Gula would survive anything because Gula's always packing.
Gula's talking in third person.
I was going to say third person.
Yeah, the third.
That's how you know he's a badass.
person.
And then, what do you rate this movie? I'm going to say 9 out of 10.
Wow.
I'll go 8 out of 10.
I gave it a 7 because this could have been an awesome movie, but the last act is just terrible.
I'm going to guess Graham's going to give it a 3.
I gave it a 5.
Okay.
Gula gave it a 10. One of my favorite horror slasher movies from the 80s.
So that probably averages out a little above a 7, right? 7.5, somewhere in there?
Yeah.
The official
Sounds about
score.
right.
Like that.
Do the
Not
math.
bad.
PDP
Not
gives
bad.
it a 7.5. All right, Scott, it's your turn with The Burning, 1981.
The Burning. All right. This movie is interesting. Came out in 1981. It's a Canadian-American joint venture. Basically, it marks the debuts of Jason Alexander, Holly Hunter, and Fisher Stevens, who Kyle had to point out to me was the Indian guy from Short Circuit.
I was going to say.
Who's not even Indian.
Johnny Five.
He's also in Hackers.
Yeah, he was in Hackers
Hack
too.
the planet. Hack the planet.
Hack the planet.
He also was in the Blacklist a few episodes, too.
Oh, was he? Okay. The music was by Rick Wakeman of Yes, the keyboardist from Yes, which is kind of cool.
One of my favorite bands of all time, of course.
And it was, well, if you want to expand on that, go ahead, but I don't really know a whole lot about it.
That's it.
Other than a handful of hits. Yeah, it was loosely based, supposedly on the Cropsey murders, which was he was a kind of a boogeyman, I guess, around Staten Island in the 70s and 80s or something. I don't know. He's like your local standard everyday boogeyman. Sometimes he's got a hook on his head. He's probably disfigured. He's killing kids out in the woods, all this sort of thing. There actually then was a guy later on, I guess, who was caught and murdered at least 2 or 3 kids, and they put him away. So, and I guess he's still in jail on death row. But anyway, whatever.
I digress.
It's kind of a Friday the 13th knockoff, although at the same time it was being produced pretty much simultaneously. They did get Tom Savini to do the special effects, which was kind of funny. When we were talking about the plot of Friday the 13th and how it was kind of silly, he didn't want to do Friday the 13th Part 2 because he's like, why is Jason the killer and why is he 35 years old now? So he thought that The Burning had a better script, so he decided to do that one instead. Which is kind of funny. It's actually one of the earliest Miramax films, if you can believe this. It was the stories by Brad Gray, Tony Malum, who's the director, and Harvey Weinstein came up with it originally.
Oh.
Brad Gray actually.
How did he do later in life? Is he doing well?
He became famous for some other things.
I got a fact that has to do with that.
Okay.
The chief executive editor on that film was Bob Weinstein, the brother of Harvey Weinstein.
He's also gets credit for his screenplay.
Yeah.
But this Brad Gray guy, he's like the one overlooked, but he was actually the CEO of Paramount from like 2005 to 2017. He started off as just like working with the Weinstein brothers and early Miramax, which is kind of funny. So, I guess I'll just kind of go through my notes and kind of give you the plot breakdown because some of this is kind of silly. Just stop me anytime if you want to talk about a particular scene. So it opens on teens at a summer camp plotting to get revenge on Cropsey, who's apparently a real SOB. He's walking around. They're sneaking in. They've got something in a box. There's a little foreboding here. There's gas cans all over this guy's trailer for some reason, or his little camper, his little cabin. They look in. He's fast asleep. The guy's sneaking up to him. All of a sudden, Cropsey pops up like he's having a night terror or something and stares at the guy, and then he just goes right back to sleep. Like, okay, that was unnecessary. I guess that was just a random jump scare.
He has sleep apnea.
Yeah. The other guys are outside looking in the windows and everything. This guy's creeping in. He pulls out whatever's in the box. He's starts lighting something. They're like, what's going on here? And then they tap on the window and he wakes up, and it's like, I thought I was in an Italian zombie movie all of a sudden because they had a skull with candles burning on top and worms coming out of the eyes. It's like, okay. So of course Cropsy freaks out. He freaks out and knocks it over, sets the bed on fire. Of course, there's gas cans everywhere for some reason. So the whole place goes up in flames. He stands up. The kid's like all freaking out because he's on fire. He comes running out. It's a really obvious guy in a fire suit running out, flailing around. It's like, well, they didn't hide that very well.
All I said when this scene came out, I was like, "Stop, drop, and roll, fucker."
Stop, drop, and roll, dick, roll.
That's it.
So they all freak out. He goes running out of the woods, or he rolls down into the river. A week later, he wakes up in the hospital. They have these two interns talking. I gotta show you this guy. He's all burned up. The best quote of the movie so far. He's like, so burned he's cooked. A fucking Big Mac overdone. I was like, I had to rewind that like 3 times. Did he just say what I think he said?
That's great bedside manner, huh?
Yeah.
The new doctor in town, he's just trying to scare the living shit out of him.
Yeah, the one guy, he says like he's like an intern, but he's been there for 10 years or something. I'm like, how are you an intern for 10 years? Like, are you the most incompetent intern ever? Like, whatever.
Have you ever seen a 4th degree burn?
Yeah. So they go in, they check this guy out. The guy's name is Cropsy. He wakes up, he grabs the guy's arm. The one dude just screams, the other dude runs out, and it goes to the opening credits. I wrote a note here like, what is a Corky Burger? Because apparently the producer's name was Corky Burger. Okay.
Real quick, what I want to know is what the fuck they don't explain what Cropsy did. He's just an asshole. Like, what did he do to deserve that? I know they weren't trying to burn him.
Did he touch a young boy's penis?
He might have.
Most likely.
I think it was a perv and like watching people, and they kind of explain it that like he's watching people in the showers or something like that. The girls in the showers or something.
Yeah,
like
he's
that.
just a voyeur.
That's fair enough, but where did they get a slightly decomposed head? Like, where the fuck did they get that?
You don't know what anybody in the South American trade that can send up a
No, I guess not.
Come on, man.
You gotta get a skull guy.
I got a guy.
I need a
Everybody's got a guy.
Put a candle in.
Gula, you got a guy, right?
Yeah, I got a guy. Come on. Everybody's got to have a guy.
Yeah, especially when you're a 16-year-old camp counselor in 1980.
Yeah.
81.
Cal, just get with me after the show. I got a guy. So it's kind of funny. So it's like 5 years later, or whatever, however long later, Cropsy's being released from the hospital, and it's kind of funny because the counselors are basically telling him, "Hey, don't go kill the people that did this to you. Don't seek revenge." It's
Yeah,
just like,
no, it's good.
Yeah, like it was, it wasn't their fault. Like it was an accident.
that's a little overt. Like, okay.
I moved on.
So obviously he's been talking about that or something during this 5-year period in all his therapy.
Cropsy, shut the fuck up! I don't care.
So he leaves the hospital. He's got the old trench coat and fedora thing going on, like he's the fucking thing walking around New York City or something. Heads to the red light district, picks up like the world's ugliest hooker. She takes him back to her room. He turns out the lights, and I wrote, I'm not sure if that's for her benefit or his. Of course, even in the darkness, she sees his ugly mug. She wants no part of that. He chokes her out, picks up like the longest pair of scissors I've ever seen in my life and stabs her. She gets pushed up against the window, which breaks, but somehow I really thought she was going to flying out the window because that's a nice trope, but nope, she actually stayed in. I was kind of disappointed.
Come on, Scott. You don't have a extra large pair of scissors laying around?
I'm not that big. Oh my God, they were huge.
Well, why does he just kill the first prostitute he sees? She had nothing to do with that. I understand if he goes to camp and starts, the first person he sees.
I think it's because she was uglier than. Yeah, I think it's because she was uglier than he is.
No, it's because. Did anyone look at the timestamp of when the first actually relevant character in the movie dies?
No.
No.
54 minutes. I guarantee the first time they showed this movie, there was 50 minutes of no kills, and someone was like, please just have him kill someone before you get to the camp. It doesn't matter who, just have him kill someone.
Make it before the first hour.
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense, because it did.
The movie was more than half over before anyone from that camp died.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
All right, so we go from there, we cut to the camp. Back to the summer camp. We're in the middle of a girls' softball game. We get a nice slow-mo scene of some bouncing titties and some gratuitous shots of one of the flattest asses I've ever seen. God bless the 80s. Somebody hits a foul ball deep into the woods. This little girl named Tiger runs after it. She's back there just poking around. You see Cropsy there, and he's got a big old pair of garden shears. And he almost gets her, but she finds the ball at the last second. She escapes. And then we get to, so that was, I guess, our first encounter with Cropsy at the camp. There's morning shower time. We get more gratuitous boob shots. God bless the 80s.
I got something to say about that.
All right.
Oh boy.
She has the biggest fucking nipples and weirdest titties that I've ever seen. Like, those things are like pointy and fucking like.
Yeah, they're puffy.
oh, yeah.
Puffy
They,
nipples.
like somebody was grabbing her for like fucking 20 minutes, guy, before she did the scene.
Like silver dollar pancake titties?
Oh yeah,
It's probably Harvey Weinstein.
They were weird. They were fucking. They were like elongated. The nipple like kind of bumped out. And
Yeah, kind of like they were in like the Madonna snow cone bra, but they got
Right.
sucked through that.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
she had maybe she was pumping her breasts for breast milk earlier. I don't know.
Memories.
I didn't realize Nick was such a titty connoisseur.
Well, he is.
uh-huh.
He's like, I'm not a doctor, but I'll take a look.
So, of course, there's a peeping Tom. It's this little pervy guy, Alfred, who's jealous of he wants her, but she's got a douchebag boyfriend, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Everybody's all pissed off with this Alfred guy. The main counselor, Todd, comes out. He's like our hero guy, I guess. He gives this kid a dramatic heart-to-heart, which is just an Oscar-worthy performance of, like, at least high school level acting. It was fantastic. Later, we cut to the girls. They're all sitting around smoking and talking about getting a D. Alfred's bullied by this redneck piece of shit cool dude named Glazer, who is apparently Sally's boyfriend.
Glazer.
His name's Glazer.
What an asshole name.
So, of course, he's like, why are you looking at my girl and all this? And then Todd comes in and breaks it up because he's the alpha dog. Cut to the next day. It's swimming time. Little Alfred can't swim, but the guys are trying to teach him because, they're good buds and all this. So Glazer, of course, comes in, pushes him off the dock. The girls start clucking like hens. And I wrote right here, can Cropsy please just start killing these annoying fucks? So, I'm with you, girl.
Not yet.
Oh, 53 minutes.
So Glazer swims over to the girls, starts strutting around like a peacock. This guy's a real douche. The other guys get a BB gun, take aim at Glazer. They shoot him right in the ass. He's yelling at him, threatening, blah, blah, blah. This porky chick stands up, pushes him into the water.
Did you say
Good
that
old camp
porky
shenanigans.
chick?
Yeah. Like,
Well, she was
Okay.
like 80s fat, so right now she'd just be thick.
Yeah, it should be thick.
right.
Thick
girl.
Be healthy.
3 C's.
And then, so they cut to nighttime in the cabins, and it's like nothing happened. All the guys are just hanging out. Glazer hasn't killed anybody. They're playing poker, smoking cigars, looking at nudie bags. Cropsy's lurking outside, of course. Glazer's just hanging out with everyone like nothing happened, like he didn't just threaten to kill them all, a couple hours earlier. He does berate them for looking at girly mags instead of actually banging chicks, though, because, that's what the real men do. Cropsy preeks in the window. Albert sees him. He freaks out. Nobody believes him, of course. They all go out to dinner. Glazers tries macking on the girls again. Not working. This Woodstock guy who is, that's the, what's his name?
Fisher Stevens.
Fisher Stevens, yeah. He's like, oh no, I forgot my vitamin E. I got to go back to the cabin. I can't have my dinner without my vitamin E.
What a twat.
So he goes back to the cabin. Cropsy's watching him, of course. They do a jump scare and a freak and a fake out where Todd's like, oh, what are you doing in here by yourself? Blah, blah, blah. It's kind of dumb and cheesy. So they're trying to build tension without actually killing anybody, I guess. Cut to the next day. They're on a canoe trip. There's banjo music playing. Everybody's splashing and everything. They waste like way too long on this scene. People just going down the river, smiling and laughing and splashing each other, whatever. Then they go to the nighttime. They're sitting around the campfire. Todd's telling the story of Cropsy, and then they do this big fake out with one of the guys. How he comes up with a mask and a knife and scares all the kids from behind him. Your typical, scary story around the campfire. And then I wrote here, I assume the killings will begin shortly.
I have thoughts on that campfire scene,
Okay,
but it's only if we're willing to get into spoilers.
that's fine. We're going to
Yeah,
spoil
it's
this whole
fine.
movie.
Or, I mean, so hindsight, you find out that Todd was involved in the burning of Cropsy.
Right.
So isn't it a little fucked up that he's like telling a campfire story about how he literally like almost murdered a dude?
Yeah.
Like,
He's
I-
a sick
somebody
fuck.
named
Like
that
he's
guy.
trying to scare campers with a story about how he almost murdered someone.
Yeah, you mess with him, he'll murder you too.
At the end of the movie, I was like, wow, that was a little fucked up.
Like a dad with one joke, he's that dad with the one joke. He's got that one thing, and
It's in his
it worked for him
arsenal.
in the past, and he's going to use it again and again and again.
Yeah, I never talked about that. I almost killed a guy. It was really cool. Let's see. So Eddie and Karen, these are two of the characters, go for a swim. Eddie's getting a little too fresh, but that's generally what happens when you're skinny dipping with your girlfriend. She gets pissed at him for getting fresh, even though she's skinny dipping with him. Whatever. So he gets pissed.
On this. I had a thing on this.
All right.
That dude's ass was the whitest ass I've ever seen in my fucking entire life, guy. It was like blinding, guy.
Just wait till August.
Being plenty of ass.
When you get in my pond.
Not the kind you want.
Right. So then it was funny because she gets out, she storms off, and there's like a trail of clothes, like Cropsy took her clothes and was just kind of strung them out on different branches throughout the woods, like he was leader. I was like, okay, that was pretty funny. So he finally catches up to her. He slashes her throat with his garden shears, and then for some reason they're stuck in a tree. And I don't know if it was the print or Tubi's version or whatever, but it was like the weirdest, brightest orange blood I think I've ever seen.
Oh, it was like bright pink. Bright pink paint.
It was weird.
I have that as a note too.
And she has the tiniest boobies too, so those tits were small.
Gula,
Well,
you can say titties. It's okay.
You can expound on the boobies if you want.
Boobs.
I know you are Nick Gula, tit connoisseur.
I
Our
just
tit
in my
advisor,
notes.
Nick Gula.
In my notes it says second boobs, tiny tits.
These things.
The memory master.
I
gotta
think
look
that
out for
was.
these things.
It's funny. That was an '80s thing. Like women were either like completely flat chested or they had the big bazongas. There was like not a whole lot of in between.
No.
I think the
Not
early
fat.
'80s, early '80s was more flatter chests, and I think later, as we got into the mid to later '80s, then it was just like the tickle bitties. Let's see.
Let's take on floppies.
Floppers. Anyway, morning comes. Karen's missing. Everybody knows Eddie was with her, but he doesn't know shit. They look out. All the canoes are gone. Glazer, of course, comes in and starts accusing Alfred of everything because, he wants to kill him, and Alfred's a little weirdo pervert, so whatever. So the kids all set off to look for the canoes. They start gathering wood to make a raft. Glazer tries putting the moves on Sally again, but she rebuffs him. And then flash forward, they're making out by the lake, and Alfred's spying on them because he's a little pervert. They get the raft built. Eddie sets off with about half the kids. They're paddling upstream, struggling hard. They come up to one of the canoes, and this is one of the strangest scenes in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
They're approaching this canoe. There's nobody in it. They get close. Cropsy pops up out of nowhere, kills them all with the magical adamantium garden shears, just chopping limbs off like he's fucking Wolverine. Apparently
I remember this scene, and I wanted to say this. It was so fucking slow. Like the guy was sitting there going, when the first kill was going, he was like, almost like it was almost like fucking Austin Powers when the guy got ran over by the fucking
right. No, don't do it.
It's like the shears are rusted. Like, hold on, I can
We
get
saw
it.
it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure one of the girls died from having her fingers cut off.
Yeah, he did chop off some fingers, which is a nice effect. But it was like they got up and they showed the canoe like 2 or 3 times, and there's no way there was anybody in that canoe. But as soon as you get close, he just like pops up out of nowhere, and he starts just. I'm like, did he shrink? Was he invisible? What is this guy's powers here? Like, my God.
I would have been off that boat the first time the first kid got slashed. I would have been, oh shit, gone.
Oh shit.
See ya.
Yep.
Too slow.
But he killed what, like 4 or 5 people there, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So we go from no kills to like in about 10 seconds, lots of kills.
Rapid fire.
He was just like walking on the bottom of the lake or whatever, the river.
Yeah.
Like, was that all that scar tissue that was weighing him down that he could just fucking pop up?
I don't know. He's been stretching, I guess. Got good peptides. So Todd and Michelle, that's the 2 main camp counselors. They're wandering through the woods. They flirt a little, then stop for a nookie break. We cut back to Glazer and Sally, who are also getting it on, and Sally doesn't really seem to be having a very good time. And Glazer, now we find out, is apparently a Minuteman, a 2-pump chump. She says, "That's all?"
He's like, yeah, that's it.
And of course, Cropsy is watching them. One awkward post-coital conversation later, Glader's getting the fuck out of there to head back to camp to get matches. He can't get out of there fast enough. Like, yep, it's like they say, the definition of an eternity is the period of time when you come and she goes.
Wow.
Wow, that's a wisdom.
Sorry,
God's on fire tonight.
That's an old stupid joke.
Stop
Sorry. Stop it.
All right, carry on. I'm going to pee real quick.
So Cropsy moves in. He kills Sally. Glazer gets back to camp, gets the matches. Of course, Alfred wakes up and sees him, so he gets up to follow him back. Alfred following behind Glazer by like 10 feet behind him and not being stealthy at all, but somehow Glazer has no clue he's there.
Yeah.
They get back. Sally's sleeping in her sleeping bag. This is Cropsy's superpower number 2. Glazer bends down to her, pulls open the bag slightly, and he sees garden shears, and then he gets stabbed through the throat. And Cropsy was apparently hiding in the sleeping bag with Karen too, or Sally too. I don't know what happened in that scene either exactly.
The man's got magic.
He shrinks. I don't know. He turns invisible. He does all kinds of cool stuff. It's just, I guess, it's just a horror movie trope that you're gonna get the.
That's the thing, though. He's not supernatural. He's a human being. So it's
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? I get it. He survived, burned alive, but he's basically a human.
But I just don't know where exactly he was hiding. They kind of imply he was in the sleeping bag because the shears come out of the sleeping bag to stab him too. And it's like, all right. Yeah. And then he shows how strong he is because he basically is carrying him with the garden shears through the guy's throat, and he carries him through the woods and sticks him to a tree, which is kind of cool. So Alfred looks on. He runs away. He wakes up Todd. They go back to the murder site. Todd gets slashed across the temple with the shears. He gets knocked out. Alfred takes off. Cropsy follows him. Now we've got Alfred running through the woods, Cropsy chasing him. We know that Cropsy's hot on his heels because we can see through our patented Vaseline-smeared Cropsy vision. Every time they showed Cropsy looking at somebody, it looked like you were looking through a Vaseline-smeared lens.
Well, he probably had no eyelids at that point.
Could be. I don't know. Got some glaucoma.
He's got some scratched corneas. Come on.
Yeah. So they're chasing through the woods. This is a great scene. We come back to the main camp, and the raft comes floating back with all the dead bodies on it. Because remember earlier they were trying to paddle upstream. Now they're coming, so the raft floats back downstream back to the camp, and there's like all the dead bodies on it. Michelle swims out to check it out. A severed arm flops on her. Woodstock's body pops up to the surface. It's all creepy and gross and good Tom Savini effects. So everybody's freaking out. Todd tells him to go for help. Alfred comes running. He's running through the woods, still being chased by Cropsy. Everybody but Todd's now taking the raft. They're trying to paddle back to where the original kids were trying to get back to the main camp. Todd has an axe finally, so he's not getting completely stupid. The rafters make it back to the main camp. Michelle finds the camp leader, tells him what's going on. They grab the motorboat, call the cops, which is good. Alfred comes across this old mining camp or something. It's this big concrete block building, and it's kind of set up like a maze, which is kind of cool. They have he's going through the maze. They kind of extend this scene out probably longer than it needed to be, but I guess they're trying to build tension. Cropsy grabs him, drags him he grabs Alfred, catches up to him, grabs him, pulls him out, pulls him deeper into the mine. I guess it's like a mining shaft or mining community, something. I don't know what the hell it is. Todd hears Alfred screaming. He comes up. Cropsy gags Alfred, pins him to the wall with his amazingly sharp adamantium garden shears. Todd arrives. He works his way through the maze. Now it's time for the big boss battle. Cropsy pushes this mining cart down on this track, almost runs over Todd. He jumps out of the way, and then this dead girl comes out of the rafters for some reason. It's like random jump scare with dead girl hanging in chains. Cropsy finds a blowtorch or a flamethrower because reasons. He comes up to Todd, and then that's when we have the flashback to where we find out that Todd was part of the original crew that burned Cropsy all up. So he's having flashbacks. Then the flame goes out, and Cropsy disappears. Okay, cool. Todd keeps going through. He gets close to Alfred. Cropsy pops out. He's got his nasty-ass Baron Zemo face, and he lights up the blowtorch again. Todd trips and falls. Cropsy has him dead to rights, but he just kind of waves the blowtorch in his general direction menacingly for some reason. Todd uses his ESP to flash back to the kids on the raft being killed. I don't know how he knows about that, but whatever. Alfred nuts up, unpins himself, stabs Cropsy in the back with the magical adamantium garden shears. Cropsy goes down face first on the floor. The police arrive by helicopter. Todd and Alfred are limping away. Cropsy pops up behind them, grabs Alfred. He wiggles free, and then Todd buries the axe right in Cropsy's face, putting him down for good. And then they grab the blowtorch, set him back on fire. And then we have another flashback to Cropsy burning the first time. And then they leave. His corpse burns away. And then we end with another camp scene where another camp counselor is telling a story about Cropsy and how he's going to get you. So that's kind of it.
Nice work.
Long, rambling description of the movie.
That's way more than I explained about Friday the 13th, but that movie had 3 times more plot, so.
I just gave you the whole plot so that you don't actually have to watch the movie.
Alright, the burning. Favorite scene. I'm gonna say burning the dude. Burning Cropsy at the beginning. That was hilarious.
Yeah, that's mine.
That's mine too.
Wow. Okay.
Definitely mine.
That's funny. I put the Cropsy stalking Alfred at the end through the maze building, and also every scene with boobs.
Nice.
Like, well, this guy's a real hard ass. We're gonna fucking light him on fire. Well, not intentionally, but favorite character. I don't know his name, but Jason Alexander.
Same.
Dave. Yep, Dave.
I'd want to
totally
bunk
cool.
up in that cabin.
Yeah, the dude just has charisma.
Yeah.
He was funny. He was always joking around. He was like the guy that had all the things to sell everybody. Like, you need something, go to him. He's got it.
He even was nice to Alfred, the creep. Like the whole time, he should have been shunned, but he's like, yeah, fuck it.
That's my favorite character was Alfred.
Alfred?
Specifically for he was a creep and he wanted to fucking see some titties.
Man after his own heart.
So I can relate.
Yeah.
Just want to see some pointy tits. Favorite kill? I would say that the raft one. I mean, it's got to be the.
Oh, I put Cropsy getting the axe to the face.
No,
Yeah,
that's mine.
I put
Like the axe.
Cropsy getting killed.
That's
I
it. Right to
put
the base.
Glazer when he stuck to the tree. I thought that was cool.
That was a very Jason-like kill because he showed some serious strength, just like picking him up with the shears and running him through the woods and sticking him to the tree. That was pretty impressive.
He got the vitamin E from that other dude.
He did.
for
Right after
Mrs.
Glazer gave the
Voorhees.
chick the vitamin D.
Cropsy was Mrs. Voorhees' other son.
Yeah, maybe he was in on it with her.
Could you survive? I just said maybe. I mean, it's probably unlikely, but
Probably not.
I got a long one. I don't know, I wouldn't be one of the lucky / vulnerable ones having sex or really putting myself out there with any personality whatsoever. But then again, Cropsy can apparently turn invisible or shrink to pop out of the most random places, so nowhere is safe. So I guess that's probably a no. I don't know.
I went with
Scott would
probably.
Scott would be back in the cabin reading or something, so it'd be fun.
Exactly. All the people with any personality except for Jason Alexander got killed. So
Yeah, I mean, if I said probably if I wasn't on the raft. Because, like, I wasn't the type of person to sneak away at night to do stuff, but everyone who wasn't on the raft survived because they were smart enough to just get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
So that's my thing. Gula's always packing for one thing, but the fact that this motherfucker was so goddamn slow, it amazes me how slow this dude is, and I just fucking get out of the way, like just run.
But there was a scene where he was chasing Alfred through the woods, and Alfred was hauling ass most of the time, and it was just like Cropsy was doing the Jason thing where suddenly he's just there, the Michael Myers thing, you know? Like there was a scene where
It's teleportation.
Alfred came up to this big wall, and he was like, okay, I can stop here and take my breath, and then they pan up, and Cropsy's like standing on the wall above him, like, okay, how'd he beat him there?
He knew the woods like the back of his hand. He knew the shortcuts.
Even though he had been in the hospital for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
He didn't forget those woods.
Dude, he's been sitting there for 20 years plotting and fucking just scheming.
He knew those woods like the back of his hand that fucking burned off.
Oh, where'd my map go?
I used to know it. What do you guys rate the movie? I said 7 out of 10. I was being kind.
Wow, that's a high score for you. I did a 6.5 out of 10. It's a good dumb horror with a couple fun characters and scenes and early 80s hotties, also boobs.
I'll go 6.
I also went with a 6. I think it was a better movie than Friday the 13th, but only because I enjoyed the pre-killing, like, slice of life camp movie, but I didn't enjoy it as much as like a slasher movie. Friday is a much better slasher movie, but I think that the 50 minutes where no one was getting killed was actually like pretty engaging.
Yeah, it was like a really long episode of Salute Your Shorts.
Although I said this I said this in the group chat earlier, I really want to see this movie remade with the cast of Wet Hot American Summer.
Oh, hell yeah. Michael Ian Black and
Paul Rudd as Cropsy.
that would be incredible.
All right, Graham, it's your turn. Graham, it's your turn. Cabin Fever, 2003.
Cabin Fever.
What a
All
good
right.
movie.
Did someone say pancakes?
I'd go for some pancakes right now.
I mean,
Kids
Dennis.
had pancakes for lunch.
Kids got good
Cabin
hair.
Fever Cabin Fever is a 2002 horror comedy directed by Eli Roth. It was his first movie that he ever made. An interesting fact that I read is before he made this movie, he was actually an assistant to David Lynch. And David Lynch was a producer on the movie, but isn't credited anywhere. So it's like,
damn it, I was going to use that. Now he got to it first.
yeah, so it's theorized that he helped produce the movie, and then he watched it and was like,
Nope.
do not put my name on this movie.
No.
Also, the music. Did you notice that Angelo Badalamenti? He worked with David Lynch on a lot of his stuff too. Because I was like,
Mario,
"Why does that name sound familiar?"
yeah.
There were a lot of interesting things. So Eli Roth made the movie independently, and then after he made it, it was picked up by Lionsgate, and they were the ones who distributed it in theaters and stuff. It was made with a budget of $1.5 million and made over $30 million. It was like the biggest horror of that year, and like one of the most profitable movies of that year.
Nice.
Who saw that in theaters?
You did. I never saw
I
it.
did. Oh, sorry. That's
No, I was like 13 when that came out, I think.
Too busy with girls and titties.
Shut up. Like Gula was too busy for Cabin Fever.
The production
his own
of the
Cabin
movie,
Fever.
I found out, was shut down at one point because they were filming it without any union consent. And so, like, the unions came and shut down the production halfway through.
Really?
Bag after, man. You gotta watch out for those fucking dudes. Come after you.
Did you know that there's 4 Cabin Fever movies?
Oh, the later ones
Yeah.
are awful.
Well,
Did you know that the second one was directed by T. West, who made the X trilogy?
Yeah.
Pat, you and I bought that movie, remember?
The second one was pretty...
The sashimi part, I don't want to like fucking jump into that other
Yeah.
movie, but
Well, the
sashimi
second-
pussy.
Well, the second one, like, Ryder Strong died, like, what, 2 minutes into the movie?
Yeah.
Wait, he survived?
Ripping off Friday the
We're not
13th.
talking about part 2 yet. We're talking about
Yeah.
Well, one that I want to watch is the fourth one isn't a sequel.
Yeah,
it
the
is
remake.
a direct, almost shot-for-shot remake that I hear.
I
It's
refuse to
awful.
watch it unless we're going to
I
do
hear
it.
they took out all the comedy parts, so I just I'm so curious.
I saw it. It was awful, but you should watch it.
Well, it's
So
funny
this-
because I was watching it on obvious Tubi. I got it on, and right after the movie like stopped, it was like Cabin. Do you want to watch Cabin Fever 2? I was like, I don't know. I don't know
Cabin
about
Fever
this
2
one.
Spring Break.
Yeah, I got the exact same thing. It's because it and the title card looked almost exactly the same. It was the same, like, orange and red, like sun colors and everything. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, classic bait and switch.
All right, so this movie opens with a supposedly homeless man walking through the woods with like a rabbit that he just killed, bringing it to his dog, who he finds dead, and like
And like field
goes
dressed.
to check on him and lifts up his leg, and his whole torso rips
Melt.
open and somehow squirts blood in his face.
That's what I said. It was like the scene with the dog's clearly dead. Like he's walking up, he's looking at it. It's like clearly fucking dead. This thing's got flies on it and shit, guy. And he's like,
No,
"Oh,
he's just taking a nap.
hey,
Pining for the
wake up.
fjords.
Here's a little rabbit. Here, put this rabbit in your face. Come on, wake up."
It looked like it'd been field dressed like a deer. Like all the guts were pulled out of it and everything. I was like, dude, this dog is obviously dead. What are you doing?
Yeah.
So the
That's what
movie
I
is
said.
about 4 college students going on a week-long vacation to a random cabin in the woods. They stop by this little shop
General
on
store.
the way there. The general store with
What's that gun for? I
the
won't even
greatest
Man, Jesus.
the greatest character in the whole movie, this little boy named Dennis.
That's what I said. I
Which
was
is,
like, what's
you know,
up with
also
the...
one of the weirder scenes, because I don't know if I would ever like just go sit next to a random child
Hey, little
and
buddy.
like put her there. It's like you're asking to get your hand bitten.
Yeah.
That scene, I was like, what's up with the N word?
Yeah, but that has
It
to
had
pay off later.
it had a payoff. I wasn't expecting the payoff.
No.
I did
Yeah, it
not
only took an
expect
hour
it,
and
but I was going
40.
to bring that up later.
I thought it was just going to be another early 2000s part of the movie that did not age well.
Right?
Because a lot of this movie didn't age well. So these four college kids, they go to this cabin in the woods. You know, they're there for sex and alcohol. 2 of the people make maybe the stupidest bet that I've ever heard in my entire life, where they're like, "Hey, I bet you can't drink only beer for 5 days," and I'm like, Is that
I'll take
is
a
that a
steak
chat?
every
Like
day,
I've
yeah.
done that multiple times.
Graham, wait till August. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, drinking
These
only
guys are
beer on a
amateurs.
camping trip.
Lunch,
Wait, real
beer.
quick, weren't they drinking like Stone Arrogant Bastard?
Arrogant
Yeah, the
Bastard.
Arrogant Bastard Ale.
Yeah.
Because he
You guys-
comes out of the store with the he put that case of it in there. I was like, is that
Yeah.
Arrogant Bastard Ale? I was like, holy
But
shit.
you notice that they had like 30 beers for the whole trip.
Well, I'm
Oh,
gonna,
yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
assume
not-
that they were planning to drive back to the store before all that shit
Yeah,
happened.
probably.
They were there for a week, so
I
yeah.
love Arrogant Bastard. That beer's so good.
So you know they all break off, and two of the people go to have sex. Obviously, two of the people go to swim at the lake. They have this, will they, won't they thing going on.
Ryder
the
Strong
idiot-
and
yeah.
Gordon Lad.
The
And then
idiot
Bert
character
goes
goes
to shoot gay
to
squirrels.
goes to shoot gay squirrels. Not in a problematic way though.
What I
I did
put down on
enjoy that he's like, oh, the squirrels are gay. And then when they question him about it, he's like, I don't care that they're gay. I just want to shoot them.
What I
and
said
yeah,
about this scene was that the guy got the fucking shocker, and in the end, he got on his belly, and she was like, boop, boop, a couple fingers in there.
Yep. A little prostate check.
I really like that, Ryder Strong comes in to check on him and he's like, oh, nope, see ya. And then the guy calls him back in and is like, have fun. Every character in this movie is so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
So the biggest dumbass goes to shoot squirrels, ends up accidentally shooting this infected homeless person, leaves, accidentally starts a fire in the woods.
Yep.
So then a little bit later, they're having a fire. They're telling scary stories. And I think the weirdest thing happened for me during this scene is so Ryder Strong is telling stories about this killer in his hometown. And it shows flashes of what was happening in the story. And he tells the story of this bald, smiling man. And you watch the flashes, and it shows this decapitated head, and it's like, oh, that's Eli Roth. That's kind of cute. He put himself in as a cameo in the movie. And then it cuts back to them at the fire, and then Eli Roth shows up as a completely different character.
Graham, you're gonna hate me. I looked that up. That's his brother, the bald dude.
It
That's his
is.
bald
I
actor.
went back right before we started watching and rewatched that scene, and they look almost identical.
I know. That's why
Yeah.
I only discovered that last night.
I mean,
never
that
knew
makes me
credits. It
feel
said
a little
guy
better,
in
but-
the fucking bowling alley, and it said whatever Roth. I was like, no.
Smiling man.
No shit.
Okay, I mean, that makes me feel a little better, but still, I saw it, and I'm like, is that Eli Roth? And then Eli Roth again?
But that was
30
in
seconds later?
Brighton. That's is that near you, Gula?
Yeah. Probably.
Because Eli Roth grew up in Newton, so.
Newton. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right next. That's probably about a half an hour.
And,
But,
kudos to
Graham,
Eli
I thought
Roth.
that for the last since I saw that movie, I was like, that's Eli Roth, right? Until fucking last night.
Kudos to Eli Roth for casting himself as, an insufferable douchebag.
That was that whole scene was awesome. They were like, "No, I'm all
They're
set,"
like,
kind of, and
"Grim
then he
is
pulls
my
out a big bag of weed, and they're like, "Hey, come sit next to." The chick was like, "Ah, sit right here."
The best part I called Pat last night. I was like, when Eli Roth sits next to the blonde chick, you hear the dude with the hat. He goes, "I bet he's gonna fuck her." Like I never had heard that part.
Dr. Mamba.
Yeah.
He's a doctor of being the dog.
dog face.
Being a dog face.
Oh my god, he was insufferable.
Yeah, and he
So-
looked like random Ben Stiller wannabe. It was pretty funny.
He
the way was
leaves
dressed.
to go because it starts raining. He leaves to go collect his tent and stuff, make sure that his specifically $4,000 worth of stuff doesn't get ruined.
Yeah.
So they all
name
go into the
dropper.
cabin, and then the infected dude shows up again.
Oh no!
And the guy in the hat, the idiot, immediately shuts the door, and he's like, "No, he's infected with something." And I liked, in hindsight, that at the time you think, "Oh, he's just trying to cover up the fact that he shot this dude, and he doesn't want his friends to find out."
Right.
But then throughout the whole movie, you find out that he's the only logical one that is like, we need to quarantine from these sick people.
Yeah.
So they end up beating this man and burning him alive.
It's the burning too. Woo!
That's what I said. I
Um,
said this poor Henry that death must have been fucking sucked, guy. Just prolonged, and all of a sudden they're just beating the shit out of you and lighting you on fire and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
So
probably
his
a
body-
sweet ending to his life, though. After getting sick like that.
Bro, his body ends up in a water reservoir that leads back to the cabin.
Yeah.
And so I can't tell. Every time there's a glass of water or any kind of water source in the movie, it does this little like sting. And I can't tell if Eli Roth thinks we're stupid and needs to continually remind us that the water is infected, or if he's doing it as a joke.
Not sure.
Because if
Never
it's a
noticed.
joke, it's an amazing joke. But if he's just doing it because he thinks people are stupid, then it's like real dumb.
I mean,
Well, it
the
probably
way
thinks
it
everybody
worked.
watching the movie is high already, so.
Yeah.
So the blonde girl ends up getting infected first.
Oh boy, that's
They quarantine her in her room.
We're gonna skip over that scene.
yeah. The
Yeah,
scene where
that's-
Ryder Strong was giving her the digits.
Well, I
Well,
think it's just
you know-
implied he didn't do that, but he was touching her thigh.
No,
and all
yeah,
that
the
stuff.
digits were in her leg.
That came later, yeah.
I put consent always a good thing. Very rapey.
Yeah, so he ends up being like the biggest piece of shit in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
He simped
so she gets
hard for this
infected.
girl.
Eventually, they try to do the trope where everyone starts turning on each other, but it's really only one scene where everyone fights, then it's broken up, and then everyone separates until the end, like for the rest of the movie.
Yeah. They
So there
flirt.
isn't as much like interpersonal
right.
stuff as you would expect in a movie like this. There's this one dude that's like a crazy hypochondriac and just pieces the fuck out with 2 cases
Yeah.
of beer.
I love it. He comes in,
Yeah.
grabs the 2 6-packs, and just takes off.
That's what I
Like
would
he
do.
wants he wants to win that bet.
You don't know where he's
Jen
going.
wasn't
He just
there and wasn't
disappears
dying.
for
I'm
most
like,
of the
I'm
movie.
out.
But that guy that took off with the beer, he was in Super Troopers. He was in the back of the car. He's
Yeah.
like, we're pulled over, man. We
That
can't
was
go
him?
over any. Yeah, that was him.
Wait, I think
gosh.
Graham glossed over something.
What?
Well, I'm gonna
Deputy
get there.
Winston.
I'm gonna get there. I'm
Oh.
about to get there.
Winston's
Deputy
incredible.
Winston, because it's gonna tie back into Friday the 13th, because it's the second movie that we talked about
Giuseppe
tonight,
Andrews.
where a character just randomly leaves on a bicycle.
He's incredible.
Yeah.
His
Like
music,
him-
the Bossa Nova music, whenever he shows up.
So Deputy Winston comes in and is probably the second best character besides the little kid. But the biggest laugh that the movie got out of me was when he left and he just hops on a bicycle and rides
It'll-
away.
You give you a tow truck. Ring, ring, ring.
Puts his helmet
Ring,
on.
ring.
So Deputy Winston is an inept cop who really likes to party.
Oh yeah, you're the party
And
dude.
he's listening to
And he gets all the puss.
he's
Oh, yeah.
listening to Ryder Strong tell the story about how they maybe murdered someone, and he's just like, "Yeah, man, enjoy your party. Like,
man.
have fun, stay here, make love
Yep.
to your girl."
He gets all the puss, but they're like 15 years old, guy. Fucking-
Jesus.
It's probably like the cops in Patstown. Like, they just want any problems.
Yeah, pretty
They're
much.
gonna show up for PDP Fest. Oh, it's cool, man. Let's party, man.
Hey,
Yeah,
man, they
come on,
got
man.
there's some
You
beers
bumped up
around
the
here.
party.
Yeah, later in the movie, Deputy Winston has maybe my favorite line in the movie. He's just sitting next to a girl and he hands her a regular beer and he goes, "Have a beer, have a big beer."
Here, have a big beer. Come on, drink up.
Never,
And I'm just
never.
like, what?
Wasn't he talking to one of the guys? He said, you got 5 pounds of dingling meat.
You know. He only talks to the main guy. Nobody ever sees him outside of.
So in
He might
between
not
the
even
deputy,
actually exist. Who knows with that fucking movie?
in between the Deputy Winston scenes, I guess the other characters start, getting infected and dying. The main dumbass in the hat suddenly becomes the most rational character in the movie, aside from being infected, not telling anyone, and just drives away to try to get help. Ends up back at the convenience store, gets bit by Dennis.
Oh yeah.
I love the fact that Dennis bites him and immediately is like, his blood is not
yeah, yeah.
clean.
Yeah.
And then bites him. He goes, oh.
I said-
he's tasted so much blood.
I said, Dennis, is that your brother, Scott? Dennis?
Maybe.
In the movie?
I think the movie did a really good job of showing how a contamination like this can spread out of control without like beating you over the head with it. Besides the like stings at the water glasses, I feel like everything that they did to show like how uncontrollable
Yeah.
a disease like this could be, they did like really well.
What's
Yeah.
with like the whole
Yeah.
town like clearly knows about it, but it's just
Exactly. Like they,
Yeah.
it's like the fucking the town has like some kind of factory or something, and it's poisoning everything, or a laboratory that they never show, and that everybody's just
Well,
like,
isn't-
oh, okay.
Isn't the third movie a prequel that shows the? Maybe we all have to watch the prequel.
I haven't seen it.
Find
yet.
out why
I'm just
why this disease
going on
spread.
the first one. Like
But
nothing
the
else
third one-
exists after
The
that.
third one was on like an island or something.
Yeah, but I read that it was a prequel that
Okay.
showed how
It probably had no Eli Roth involvement, so I'm not even going to count
I
it.
think
but
he produced them all.
like that, so he get a couple bucks out of it.
Yeah,
But the whole like thing with the lady cutting out the pig, and she's like, it's infected. How are they trying to like?
Yeah, I forgot that in the barn, right?
And,
Yeah.
And Dennis's father knows about the infection. He's like, no, you're bringing it to me, and you're spreading. And remember, he tells that guy to go get the kit.
Yeah.
You never see what the fuck is in that
Get
kit.
What is the kit?
We're
Guns.
never gonna know.
I've
Yeah,
always
he-
wondered what the kit was.
The guy was the big guy was holding a box, guy.
Yeah, and he's trying to
Never
open
seen
it,
that
and he
other
gets
thing.
axed in the side of the head.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
so then
Probably the
then the
antidote.
movie. Ryder Strong gets infected. The other girl gets infected and sleeps with him for some reason.
She wants to go out with a bang.
I guess.
Oh,
Her
die.
reasoning
Everybody's
didn't
like,
really
shut
make
up,
much
you
sense
fucking
to me.
slut.
They tried to do like a bait and switch with the dumb guy where he tried to outsmart everyone, and then they found him and opened the door, and they tried to do like a 90s cheesy one-liner, and then the dudes just shot him in the head. I fast forwarded through the scene where the other girl was taking a bath because I knew it was going to happen.
Oh, shaving
I knew
the
it was
leg.
going to happen,
Ugh.
That's terrible.
and I did not need to see it.
To this day, every time I'm in the shower and see Jen's razor, I think of that.
Oh,
Yep.
Oh,
Then I
I
made the
winced.
right decision.
Like
I
this-
winced every time that was like, oh my god, it's just gonna scrape
It's like-
off of
Yeah,
She knows-
layer
they
of
could, like,
skin.
scrape it
her
all off
skin
like
was
that, though.
sloughing off.
She knows she's infected. Shit's hit the fan. She's taking a bath. I understand that. But why are you like, all right, I'll shave my legs still. I'm going to, need to look good.
For
Like,
the next
why?
guy, the next guy that fucks her guy, she's got to shave up,
Yeah.
And then
scratching her
Ryder Strong turns into like the worst person in the world. Just starts murdering people for like seemingly no reason. Like I get the rednecks that were trying to kill him. Like, maybe shoving a screwdriver in someone's ear was going a little
yeah.
far.
leg.
But then he's the only one of the group seemingly that survived so far. He hasn't found the dude that left. He found Eli Roth dead. He comes across Deputy Winston at his party, and then he just starts killing people because, Deputy Winston's boss comes on the radio and is like, hey, shit hit the fan.
Shoot him on sight.
These kids are infected or something. Shoot them on sight. And one of Deputy Winston's friends is like, are you gonna shoot him? He's
Yeah.
like, the gun's in the car, man.
Yeah, man.
And then
Remember,
he just
Winston's like,
starts.
yeah, I'm still investigating that underage drinking party that he's at.
And then Ryder Strong
That
just
was good.
starts murdering people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Didn't want to get caught.
And then he
obviously.
gets caught, and
Yeah.
the movie kind of lost me for a bit after that. Like, after he gets caught, I don't know, the scenes at the hospital were a little weird. The scene where Deputy Winston, like, seemingly took him away from the hospital
Yeah.
was weird and a little out of place. Like, was there something sinister going on? Like, the next time we see him, he's, Ryder Strong seemingly dead in a creek
Yeah.
where these little girls are collecting water. But like it just all of that just kind of comes out of nowhere. There's a weird reference to The Shining
There
where
was.
there's just like a dude in a bunny suit.
Yeah. In
I
the hospital.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
Shining was a dog suit, but still, yeah. It's
Well, that's why it's like it's
Yeah.
an homage. It's
Well, it
not.
also wasn't blowing a guy, so
true.
Well, no, I'm
It's
pretty
like
sure it was.
nitpicking right now.
Pretty sure it was Dennis in the room, and the bunny was like a doctor.
There was
So
something in the
then,
credits at the end of that too. Did you notice that? Did you watch any of the credits at all?
oh, I didn't stay through the credits.
There's for the hospital carriage. It says for the bunny man. It just says we will never tell who was actually in the bunny costume.
Probably David Lynch.
So, but then at the end, there's a slight payoff. The one hypochondriac dude who fucked off, he comes back.
That was awesome.
Sees everyone's dead, and he is like, I was right. I knew it. I survived. And you know what's going to happen. Like, through the whole scene, you're like, he's about to die. Something's going to happen to him. He's about to die. You know it's coming. He walks out of the cabin, starts screaming, I did it. I survived. I made it. He just gets shot by like 10 cops. And even though you know it's coming, it still hits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
He got the Night of the Living Dead treatment. They just throw him on the burn pile with everybody else.
that
was a nice nod to Night of the Living Dead.
So
and
then
he's like, it's another one in the basement. That's right from Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
Then at the end, it's implied that the whole town's water supply is infected, and they're shipping water from their town to somewhere else. So it's going to probably cause some sort of global pandemic.
Yeah.
All the police have clearly been infected because these little kids selling lemonade got their water from an infected creek that Ryder Strong was chilling in.
Wasn't there like a tanker at the end with the water?
Yeah. And then at the very end, there was a payoff to the racist joke from the beginning of the movie that you have completely forgotten about. You know, there's this old dude at the shop who, you know, they ask what the fox urine is for, and he's like, oh, that's for, you know, foxes. And then they ask what the rifle is for, and he's like, oh, that's for N-words.
Words, yeah.
And then at the end of the movie, you know, 3 black people come in and walk into the store, and you see the guy grab the gun.
He gets the gun.
And then he just hands it to him. He's like, here you go, all polished up for you. And then he, you know, he dabs him up and calls him his N-words. And you're like, okay, you know what? Okay, I'll give it a pass.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was a good.
It was like, yeah.
It was a good payoff, like an unexpected payoff that just, you know, tied the whole movie together.
All right, favorite scene. I'm gonna say Deputy Winston, 100%.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, I put Paul killing the rednecks at the cabin. When he opens up and Bert's sitting there with the gun. He's surprised, and the guy just blows his head off. And then Paul comes in and gets him from behind. I was like, all right, that was cool.
I would say, like, it's a toss-up for me because the 2 scenes that I laughed out loud at were Deputy Winston riding away on his bicycle, and also when the dude is driving a truck and hits a deer, and the deer's arms are, like, flailing at him while he's driving.
Like, with that cheap budget and how, like, great the effects were, but then it's like throwing a stuffed animal at the fucking car.
My end.
So, that was a toss-up for me between those 2.
The end when the dude got shot up by the cops. That was awesome.
He got lit up, too.
All right.
Because as we all know, Gula's always packing.
All right, favorite character. Once again, Winston.
Yeah.
Oh, I picked Bert. I said, what an asshole.
The old
He's going
man.
around. He's just running off into the woods with, you know, his gun to shoot gay squirrels. So he's had some of the better lines.
Gula, you said the old
He's
guy.
just an asshole.
Yeah, the old guy, Caldwell.
Ah, okay.
Mine was Winston, too. The little kid was a close second, but...
Well, it's Dennis, you know.
Yeah, it's just Dennis.
Just Dennis.
All right, before
Favorite
I
kill, Jeff getting shot, you know, multiple times. That was mine. Scott.
I picked the rednecks because that was my favorite scene, too.
Mine's just Dennis doing the karate kicks and then biting his arm. That killed me every time.
That wasn't a kill, though.
Oh, favorite kill. Probably the shot to the face.
Gula.
The screwdriver to the ear. That was fucking awesome.
But we still didn't get to find out what was in the kit, though.
Yeah.
We will never know. Yeah, rating, I give that 8 out of a 10.
Wait, you didn't ask me mine.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, you guys all walked away. You're fucking confusing me. All right, favorite kill.
Mine was the dude that got the harmonica jammed into his throat.
Oh,
I forgot about
I
that.
don't technically know if he died, so that doesn't.
Oh,
count.
he died.
He's just jamming out.
8 out of 10.
I gave it a 7.5.
I gave it a 7.
8.5.
I'm gonna do a 7.
Love how we're doing like 0.5s and shit.
Yeah,
All right,
you know, I was
Pat, it's
thinking
your
C+.
time. Pat, it's your time to shine with Eden Lake.
All right, so Eden Lake.
We didn't do the Would He Survive?
Oh shit.
Well, as long as I didn't drink the water, I could probably.
I said yes. I would totally be like Jeff. I'd just get the fuck out of there and be like, don't open the door. I'm not getting in that car. Like, fuck you. Like,
As soon as that dude fucked up the truck, and personally, I'm always packing, so it would have been a lot easier. As soon as that motherfucker,
they had a gun too. Though.
Yeah, they were packing too. He was
Yeah, they had
already
a
shot by
rifle.
that.
Yeah,
point.
but he shot it like John Wayne. He's shooting from the hip every time. Like he went in shit with that thing.
Well, he wasn't
Yeah.
going for. He wasn't trying to murder somebody.
exactly, he the first time he shot him, it was on an accident. He thought it was a fucking squirrel or something. But again, right when that happened, that scene happened, when that dude fucking fucked up the truck and all that, I would have been, fuck it, I'm out. I'm not waiting for this truck to be fucking fixed. I'm walking.
Yeah.
I'll catch you in town. See
Yeah, I
ya.
agree. I'm fucking out of there.
You go see Dennis.
Yep, I'll be sitting next to Dennis, getting my fucking hand bit.
You probably you can get your gun cleaned up over at the store too.
Remember the dad's like, he's
Exactly.
gonna give you tetanus.
All right, here we go.
I
So-
said I'd probably die because I would brush my teeth or something and get infected that way. It'd be something dumb like that. So just my luck.
Yeah,
I
I
would
mean,
die.
I said that I would probably survive like the specific events of the movie because I would just get the fuck out of there. But it's implied that there's going to be like a global pandemic of this flesh-eating virus, so like probably not in the long run.
No, yeah.
Like everyone needs to use water.
Keep on
Yeah, but
moving.
if it was only from that one source, I mean, it's not hopefully gonna spread from that. I don't know. And like I said,
If it doesn't
salinization.
spread, I would probably survive. If it spreads, like everyone's gonna die.
Yeah, if I didn't get
Like,
if I didn't get infected there at the cabin, I'd probably survive. But
the only way I'm dying
I'm
there
also
is if I
fucking
drink
stupid.
water, just because I'm, not thinking about it. I'm not gonna be fucking killed or do something stupid.
I'd like take a shower and get infected or something stupid like that. That would be my luck.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm going anywhere outdoors, I'm bringing bottled water anyway. So I'd get infected, yeah, like Scott said, brushing my teeth or something.
Not
That's a
thinking
score.
about it, just be like, oh, yeah.
Score 8 out of 10. That was me.
I gave it a 7.
Yeah, we said 7.5.
All right. So Pat, once again, Eden Lake.
All right, so this movie's fucked, obviously. So so it starts off like is she like a preschool teacher or elementary? Do we know?
Don't
I
think
don't know.
about
It's
it.
in England. I don't know what they
yeah,
call it, but
like
sure.
somewhere young
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah,
I would
so-
like to address one thing.
Uh-oh.
What?
Only movie with no tits.
Yep.
I mean,
You
yeah,
get a
you're
side
right.
boob. You get a side
Yeah.
boob, but that was about it.
Yeah, there was skin. And she
So-
nice body, but
That gets docked a point right off the top, right there.
Yeah.
So you guys noticed when they were headed to that spot, the quarry or whatever, they were
Eden
talking about
Lake?
like the kids. Well, yeah, it was like the old filled-in quarry. They were talking about like kids and stuff like that, and
Like the talk
Yeah.
talk radio show. Yeah.
yeah, like being responsible for your kids, like raise them good. So they get there to the beach or whatever, and I'm trying to think here. I forget. They were there the first day, right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's when
Yeah.
they were like on the beach.
Right, yeah. So they're on the beach, whatever, and they're over there playing the shittiest fucking music I've ever heard in my life.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah, and they kept like, and he went over and like turned it down. And they turned it back up.
So the dog comes over and starts barking at them.
Yeah, and then it drooled all over her. And then,
Ugh.
well, he was. I remember he was in the water, Michael Fassbender or whatever, and then he saw that the dog came back over, and like he almost like hesitated to go over to them, but he went over and told them to turn it down and all that stuff. And then,
I put this movie sucks at this point. Like I didn't give it a chance. I was already like, this movie sucks.
He's like, Gula would have shot them. Like, I
Gula's
texted you
packing.
back. I was like, not in the UK.
Always.
There's no fucking
Always.
handguns there. Like, you have to go
Always.
stab them.
Well, before they even got to the place, they like stayed at the hotel overnight. And it
oh,
was
that's
like,
right. Yeah, they pulled
just
into
like
that.
White
They
Trash
pulled,
Central.
yeah, they pulled into that parking spot right in front of them. They were trying to
Yeah.
pull in. Yeah, exactly. And then they were at the diner or whatever, and they're like, they're not my kids. The waitress, whatever. Yeah. So you could already tell that those kids kind of could get away with anything.
And that was a great movie.
Yeah. Hold on.
Favorite character.
I
Favorite
think
scene.
the tagline
sorry.
the tagline for this movie should have been, "What the fuck did you think was gonna happen?"
Yeah.
Like every single character and every single decision that they made, what the fuck did you think was gonna happen?
Yeah.
I put, why would you, if you couldn't see, why would you drive like a maniac like that? You know you're going to get fucking smashed into a tree. like there's trees all over the place and you can't see. And he's like, I can't see. I'm gonna just keep driving at 55 miles an hour.
Oh, when
Through
the
the
headlights
woods.
when the headlights
Hence,
got
it's
knocked
called
out.
Stay Out of the Woods.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
But I remember the next day they were driving, and then Michael Fassbender sees all the bikes in the front of the yard, and he's like, "Oh, this is their house." And then he gets in there, and the drunk dad comes home.
Like, what the
Wait,
fuck
wait,
did you
wait,
think
let's-
was gonna happen?
Yeah, he's
Wait,
like, oh,
let's go
I'm
back
just
a little
gonna
bit. So
go in the house here. Yeah.
But then,
they go back into town after that first eventful night after running in with the kids.
thanks for helping me out.
Yeah, they see the kids on the bikes, like, oh, he's following him, he's gonna fuck with them, follow
He starts
them,
chasing them,
whatever. Yeah. They go down a driveway, he's like, fuck. He sees
They go
that's
over,
their
like, this little
house.
tiny bridge, and he's like, shit. They get
Yeah.
away, and then he's driving around later, and then he sees all the bikes in the front yard. So he's like, oh, I'm gonna stop at the house and fuck with them now. Like, dude,
Yeah.
they're assholes, but let it
Yeah.
go.
Then he's in the bedroom. Then he gets out on the roof.
Well, wait. So he goes
Sorry.
up to the house,
Sorry.
like, kind of knocks on it, but the door's open. So instead of, like, normal people like you or I,
Hey, hello,
whoever,
yeah,
we'd be like,
hello.
all right, nobody's home. What am I gonna do? He just
I'll
walks
walk
He's
in.
like, hello, hello.
Hello.
Like, why would you fucking do that? Like, he enters the house, goes upstairs, goes in the bedroom,
Now, if anyone's packing, he can get shot, no problem. What do
Yeah.
you do in my house?
and his wife is waiting in the car down the street, and then
Crying.
I guess
She's
the
blocking the
dad
driveway,
comes
though.
home.
Yeah, it has to
That's,
move
yeah.
because they're blocking his driveway.
Yeah.
So
Goes
she moves
in
the
the
car, he
parking
pulls
lot.
in, and then
Move up, bitch.
So he has to go upstairs, and then he gets trapped up there because then the dad hears someone upstairs, like, what's going on? So he has to climb out on the roof and escape. And it's like, this is the most pointless scene in any movie ever. They could have cut that out completely, and the movie wouldn't have changed one bit. The
Dude,
only
that
thing
was-
is we see what the dad looks like for later. That's it.
Well, it
Yeah, that
also,
scene was the most
if the
anxiety
kids
for me.
found out, it gave the kids motivation to continue to fuck with them.
But they didn't know
Well,
he was there.
No, that's the whole part. They nobody ever knew they were there.
No, because he
Because the
jumped
kids were
off
just in the backyard, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he jumped off the side of the roof and then went to the car. Yeah.
But yeah, it was just dumb.
So what happens
then,
from there, Pat?
So they went back to the beach or whatever. What are you gonna call it? And
Yeah,
wait,
camping overnight.
did I forget the part where he backed up over the beer bottles?
No, that's the part you're at now.
Yeah. So he backed up over the beer bottles and he was like super bullshit. Then he changed a tire or whatever.
The cooler
Yeah.
was open, so all the food was like spoiled and had bugs
Yeah.
all over it and stuff. So like, well, now we got to go back into town to get food, and that's when they
Yeah.
tried to leave. And
Then
then
they came-
had the flat tire.
Yeah. Then they came back and the bag was gone, right? Like the keys or whatever, because the kids took it. I don't
Yeah, the
remember.
keys, the phone.
Yeah, he was like scuba diving, I think.
Yeah.
And he pops up, and she was taking a nap or whatever, and then like, oh, where's the bag? And the bag had the keys in it, and then they go, oh shit, and now the car's
Why
gone.
was he scuba diving in a lake?
Where else are you gonna scuba dive?
He also had like
Well,
a
I know, it's
full-on
England, but still.
oxygen tank. Yeah.
We
So
find out later that he wanted to go to Africa and shit like that. So he's probably prepping to do that. Like,
Oh, for the
Yeah.
honeymoon, for the
Yeah.
ring that he had. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so the kids stole the car, and then they're going through the woods, and the kids almost like run over them. Like, what the hell? It's like,
Oh,
they almost-
yeah,
the kids
they
almost killed them in the
They
woods.
literally they had
Well,
to
it's just
jump out of
kids
the way
being
last
kids.
minute. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
So yeah, if
And
he wouldn't have grabbed her and dove out of the way, they would have both been just splattered by the car. Like, okay.
They
And now I
clearly
can see what
looked
he did.
right in each other's eyes, and he knew
Uh-huh.
who it was. But the kid was like,
Like, fuck
and
you.
then later on, the kid was like, I don't have the keys. What are you talking about? What's
Yeah.
going on? You clearly have my fucking keys, you little dirtbag.
Oh, and they had the Ray-Ban aviators. That would have pissed me off if he
Which
stole my
was
sunglasses.
which were his glasses. He goes, "These are my glasses, mate."
No, they're knockoffs.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
knockoff. I forgot that
Yeah,
word.
yeah.
No, that's the
So-
only scene where I think that he reacted logically from like the start to the beginning, where he just goes in, he's like, just give me the
Give me the
keys,
keys.
and we're gonna leave. And then shit hits the fan, the dog accidentally gets stabbed, and he's like, let me help.
Oh, the part
Like, give me the keys, I'll take the dog to the vet. Like,
Yeah.
this was clearly an accident, let me help.
yeah, when he went to the
Uh,
party in the middle
the other
of the
kid
woods.
pulls the fucking knife first, but still.
Yeah, Bonnie.
Yeah,
the
I mean,
dog.
it obviously wasn't his fault. Like, the whole
Funny.
thing is, again, what the fuck did you
I-
think was gonna happen?
I wrote a note about only a little British wanker teen will pull a knife on a 5 versus 1 fight.
You know,
Remember
kind of
when-
kids
when-
throw them around?
when Bonnie died like that? What was the main character? That real fucking asshole. What was his name again?
Brett.
Brett. He's like, she's fucking died. Like it was like he couldn't even speak like proper.
I mean, that's just British people.
That's just
Yeah.
British people. They don't know how to speak
Cockney.
English. Yeah, for this scene I wrote, had asshole being an asshole. No, it was me. He kept saying, no, it was me. No, it was me. And he's wearing Steve's sunglasses and being the douchiest douche of all douches. Needs a nice 9mm to the face. His girlfriend is quite the cunt and could also use a shovel to the face.
Well, she's recording the entire time.
Oh my god, that girl, I wanted to punch her so badly. I've never wanted to like kill, like,
Yes.
you know,
Scott,
Well, I mean,
you and
it
I
wasn't
are the
her
same
fault. Like,
fucking
he
page.
fictional
telling her to
characters
record.
more. I've never wanted to kill fictional characters more than those
He was
two little
telling
guys.
her to record because he just wanted
Yeah.
to use it to control all of his like little lackeys.
Oh, he was a psycho, yeah.
Imagine
Oh, yeah,
going back
clear
seeing
psych-
what that video looked like. It'd be like a Game Boy Advance game or something like that.
Well, luckily it got deleted at the very
Well, yeah, but Pat keeps jumping ahead fucking 1 hour, but
Sorry. I know.
I have to
Pat's go with the
say,
narrative right
I'm
now.
sorry, guys.
I gotta say, all you did great until you got to Pat. He's just falling apart here. And it's amazing. It's fucking amazing.
Scott and I are just running the fucking...
The word,
Pat said he's seen this movie 7 times. I've seen it twice. I
I've seen
swear
it
to
once.
God.
It's fine. I watched it last night, so it's
here's
fresh.
the thing. The worst part is I was in my yard for like 10 hours today doing yard work, and I got fucking sun exhaustion. I'm just a mess.
Like,
All right,
where
Scott,
at?
what are we doing
stole the
next?
car.
Favorite scene.
I told you I'd do your
terrible.
homework for you, but you had to pay me.
Oh, I'm terrible.
All right. So they get the keys. They drive off. They're
So,
the
Gula,
kids-
you disappointed
They
in me?
smash the windows. They smash.
No, that was amazing. That's fucking
No,
amazing. guys.
he's heard the show. It's on point.
It's so good. I'm like, holy shit, I'm seeing this live in person right now.
Like it really is this bad.
Oh shit.
He's like he hasn't talked about distances or miles yet.
Oh, yeah.
They go
So,
about 500
So I'm
yards.
gonna jump back in. Are we at the point where he's getting tied up with the razor
killed the
wire or
dogs.
whatever? Yeah. Then they
Yeah,
tie
we're
him
just
up or
about
whatever.
at the 45 minutes of this poor woman.
So what happens next, Pat? He's tied up.
Tied up.
Well, then
Tie me up, tie me down.
then
Tie me legs,
he
my
keeps
sides.
egging all of his friends on to like stab him, and like the one guy tries to cut him on his arm. Then he like cuts.
No,
a
really,
little
get in there,
deeper.
get him.
Yeah. Then he stabs him with a box cutter. And
Someone stabs him right in the mouth.
right
Yeah,
in the
makes
mouth.
a little, makes a little
cuts
kid.
Oh, cuts
the
the
tongue
tongue
off,
off,
right?
Ugh.
yeah, cuts tongue off, and then
Kid with a box cutter, I think.
Yeah.
yeah.
Put it in his mouth and like,
And like kind of twist it around, like, ugh.
And then she gets out of the back of the tree and takes off, right?
Well, no, she's
No?
watching that happen. Remember?
She's trying to.
She's
She
in the woods.
has.
She's in the woods.
Yeah, what was the
She
deal
has
with
like
the
a
phone?
PDA, and she's trying to connect to his phone to call
Oh.
911.
Yeah, with the
Or
like trying to
999.
the Bluetooth. Yeah,
Yeah, so she's not just like sitting there watching.
Right.
She's
She's behind a tree, kind of, on the outskirts.
yeah.
Yeah,
then
when,
when
when they
then
crash
when
the
it
car
connects.
and she kind of runs off, she just like hides behind a tree and the kids go away and she just stays there the entire time instead of going for help like he told her to. Like, damn it.
yeah, but once her phone connects with his, they all get alerted and they go chase after her, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they're like, oh, she's using Bluetooth, so she's within, like 35 feet or whatever.
Yeah,
And that's, yeah. And there was a scene where she takes off running and it looks like she like twists her ankle, but
she
it didn't
steps
seem
on
to
a
help her.
nail.
Well,
She
that's
said-
later.
Well, that was later.
That was much
Oh,
later.
that
Like
was-
when
okay.
they first start chasing her, it looks like they made a point of her twisting her ankle really
Yeah,
badly.
they
But then
did.
they don't do anything with that later at all. And I was
she
like,
just,
huh.
she just does one of those things where her foot goes
Yeah.
like this, and then she
But
just
then she's
keeps
fine.
going. Yeah.
And I thought that would come back later, but instead they just stab her with a freaking spike through the foot instead. Like,
Yeah.
okay, now she's hurt again. Whatever. Anyway,
Then was the next scene where she went into that little boathouse and went underneath, or was the next scene when she was in that little
No, I think
the
it's when
construction site.
she
roof.
met that kid from earlier.
Where she goes to the construction site, she finds that trailer and she sees the walkie-talkie and she tries to get that.
Yeah,
and then she goes on the roof.
The
Yeah,
kid
but she-
is after she finds him because
Yeah.
she finds him. They go into the cabin. She kind of patches him up, and then she
finds the ring and
goes
everything.
under the cabin, and then she hides him and goes to get help. And that's when she finds the little kid because he's the one that leads her into the trap that ends with all
Real
of them
quick, we
getting like
didn't
tied up.
mention
The
originally when
Indian
they
kid?
got to the lake, they saw this one kid.
Yeah, they.
Scott,
I
I'm
thought
drinking.
before that she was like running to that thing and got the map, and she stabbed
Oh.
that little one.
That was later.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's way
that's-
later too.
Damn it, Pat, you're contagious.
I know.
So
what was
fucking
We
down?
were counting on you. We were counting on you, Pat.
I'm sorry. Oh, you should never count on me. So, what was the scene where they were under the pier or whatever, where the foot came through?
Yeah, that's kind of around there because she finds
Yeah.
Michael
Yeah.
Fassbender.
Yeah,
She
he's
gets
like,
away.
He's bleeding out black blood. He's a doctor. He's
barely
like,
alive,
I'm
yeah.
about to die.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
yeah,
dying. She
barely
finds the
I have
ring.
to get me the fuck out of here. So she
Yeah.
hides him.
So she sticks him into the
Bush,
nice
puts him-
slimy pond infected. I'm sure that was great for all those
Yeah.
wounds he had.
Yeah,
She
and then,
kind of
I
hides
mean-
him off to the side, like I'm gonna go get help.
And then she
Right,
covers
and
him up
then-
with some branches and she takes up.
yeah, and the
Yeah,
next
and that's
time
when she meets the
him,
kid.
He's tied behind her. He's dead, right?
No, you're
You're going.
no. She
finds
meets
the kid
from
first.
before, and he says, she's like, you need to call 911. He's like, oh, I'm gonna call my mom. She picks me up. She's like, no, you got to call 911
Oh,
or 999, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, my mom's coming. She's like, what are you doing? The whole time he's in league with the shitbags because they're bullying him, and they
Yeah.
show up to her location.
Okay, and then they light him on fire later.
Yeah.
Yeah,
remember that
because they
part.
threaten she gets tied up
This is
with,
so
with Michael
random.
Fassbender, who's dead. I mean, that scene went in a direction that I did not expect at all. Because, this kid leads her into a trap. She
It's
ends
an
up tied
obvious
up
trap, yeah.
with Michael Fassbender, who's dead. They light him on fire. She, the ropes burn away,
Yeah.
and she's able to escape. And so the main shitbag grabs this kid
I'm gonna
and is
light you
like,
on
all right,
fire."
well, I'm going to light you on
I'm gonna light
fire.
him on-
And
If you-
starts screaming out, like, I'm going to light this kid on fire.
If you
don't come back here,
into the woods,
The first thought that came into my head was like, fuck that kid. And then it cuts
Why
to
the
her,
fuck should I care?
and then it cuts to
fucking burn
her,
him.
and she's like, fuck that kid. And they actually light him on fire, and she
Yeah, that
watches
was
him
horrible.
burn.
it's like
and
I'm not
runs
a
away.
granddad.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. They were tied up. Like Michael Fassbender's corpse is there. She's tied up like back to back with him, and they dump like gas or whatever all over him. And they light it, and like there's a little fire on him. She doesn't burn up at all. Like what the hell? It's like
Well,
didn't you
she-
douse her
she
in
had-
gasoline too?
She had a little bit of burns on her arm.
Yeah, but they
Yeah,
like,
but it
poured
just
gas all over.
the localized fire that was on him should have spread like
Immediately.
instantaneous because it was gasoline all the fuck over it. So it
But it was petrol. Sorry, we're in London.
okay.
It burns
Fuel.
different
A
over
fuel.
there.
And it's just in this localized place, and it doesn't
And-
like.
It's
and-
very selective.
But
out
it burns
there.
her ropes off, so that's good.
Yeah,
It's only
yeah.
a liter.
I was like, that was silly. Like, whatever.
Then she runs off and goes into that fucking trash bin or
Yeah.
whatever. That was
Well,
comes
first
across
she
like a
gets the
trail map.
spike through her foot.
oh yeah, she's running through that field.
Because
yeah.
the whole time, all I could think of when she jumps into that sewage thing is
Yeah.
if she survives
Oh.
this, she's gonna lose that foot. Because there is
Oh,
no
yeah.
way that she is not gonna get 17 different infections in
Oh,
that
yeah.
open wound,
Sepsis.
sitting in that shit bin.
Well, plus the thing from Cabin Fever, I'm sure.
Yeah, stuff that hasn't been invented yet. She's getting it all.
Yeah.
She
And
she
then-
finds this like hiking trailer or this hiking trail map, and she breaks it, and she writes something in the logbook about how they were attacked and blah blah blah. And then she hears the kids coming, so she hides in this dumpster. That's just like the nastiest dumpster in the history
Is
of
that like
dumpsters.
a compost thing? Like what the fuck?
It looked
think
like- it
so.
must have been.
It looked like it was shit.
Yeah, when she got out, it looked like she was covered in shit. It was disgusting.
Yeah, well, she was literally covered in shit for the rest of the movie.
And it was like even when the kids were there and they picked up the logbook that she wrote in and they crumpled it up and
They
threw it in the
threw it in
dumpster. He
the
like didn't even
dumpster.
want to like open it up because it smelled so bad. He's like, ugh,
Yeah,
ugh.
because
Yeah, it was-
she hid in the back of that dumpster at the end, and then she comes out, and that fucking peckerhead kid comes out, and she stabs him in the neck.
Yeah, the little kid, the one that was actually like really did not want to be there at all, and he comes out and was,
I
he's
noted
gonna, he's
he
gonna
looked
help
like
her.
James McCartney's son. Like
When I seen that scene, all I could think of was like the glass going through and cutting her hand. But then I fucking realized she like, taped it up or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she like
yeah.
ripped part of
Yeah.
her skirt
Yeah.
and made like a little handle out of it.
Yeah.
Very nice little shiv, like, hey.
And that kid
But yeah, that was
bleeds
gross.
out.
And then the kid's like bleeding out, and he's like twitching. And I was like, oh, that was hard to watch. I was like, ugh, because then she realizes like, oh, he was actually trying to help me. Oops. And then of course she felt bad, but she's
Yeah.
like, I just stabbed a kid out, and of course
Well,
she's a
she was-
teacher too, so you know,
Yeah,
it's not
she
like
was
she
like-
hates kids or anything.
Like she was trying to stop the bleeding, but she realized like, no, he's got to die.
Yeah, she got him right in the neck, right in the carotid, I guess it is. Ugh.
And then
That was
all
rough.
the kids start being like, fuck this.
Yeah, because they come
The
across the
main-
body like, fuck you, you got him killed, you asshole.
Yeah, and the main dude just like beats his friend to death.
Yeah.
Oh, that scene. Well, he starts like stomping on his head, right? Like literally just
Oh, yeah,
crushing
just-
his head.
Yeah, he's like
First,
yeah,
he's just
out the
punched
curb.
him. He punched him, punch him,
And then
he's
started doing the.
just crack.
Yeah,
Oof.
The van pulls up. She's on the street. Remember the dude? She waves
Yeah.
it down. He's like, "Yeah, I'll bring
Yeah,
you
like,
to town,
hey.
but I'm going to pick up my brother."
I'm looking for my brother out here. Where's my brother? She's like,
Now,
"Oh,
I
shit."
didn't know. Was his brother one of the kids who died, or
No,
I'm an either
no?
or
His
at
brother was
that
one of
point.
the surviving ones.
I think it was a little kid. She got the glass piece in his neck. It
Yeah.
kind of fits the description of his brother.
That's what I was
maybe it
thinking
was.
too.
Blonde hair. I
Yeah, I thought it was
yep,
funny.
that's the
Like at
brother.
this point, I said, Jenny makes it to the main fence and finds a hole under it. She climbs under it as triumphant music plays. But I look down, there's still 15 minutes to go. Like, all right.
Well, she gets to the house and they're
Yeah,
all
then the
looking
car
after
pulls
her.
up.
Wait. She gets to the end of the street. Like they're like, "I'm waiting for my brother." She steals
brother
the
was
delivery
Ricky.
van that the guy that picked her up. She just robs the van, drives down. I think
Yeah,
she
the
crashes it, right?
She wisely steals the car and drives off. with
Yeah,
it.
she like goes through a fence and she almost hits a car and like veers off and goes through some bushes and hits one of the cars at the party.
But before that, we have the best scene ever, where little
Oh,
Country
where she
McCunt
just
face steps out,
runs over, where she just
She
runs
just, like,
over a
moves it.
child.
the thump, the thump.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, Scott's my favorite scene. Like we haven't gotten to
that's
that.
incredible. But then she gets to the party and then they're all like,
Yeah, they're having like
Yeah,
a
he
foam
crashes.
party in the back,
Yeah.
right? There's like a bouncy
Yeah.
castle and a pool of
Yeah.
foam and shit.
Yeah,
I
it
want
looks
to
like a
party with
pretty
these
sweet party.
guys.
But she's in like the kitchen. She sees the dog bowls, and
She just, like,
realizes
wanders
It
up,
was
like,
it was like Bonnie and the other dog, and then
Clyde.
Yeah,
Clyde. And
I
she
mean,
knew.
it's like,
And they get like a phone call, right? The parents or
Yeah.
whatever, and then
Get the fucking open this fucking door. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
nope. So she
Nope.
realized she's fucked.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
goes in the bathroom, fucking
They pull her out and they're like,
what a
They
great
let a
Brett's
straight
there.
edge razor or something.
Yeah, Brett's there. His dad's there. Brett's basically he makes it sound like they were perverts out there or something, trying to touch the kids. And
Yeah,
everything.
exactly.
It's just
Yeah.
like, oh,
turn
boy.
the narrative around. Yeah,
Yeah, and so they,
And it
yeah,
just cuts to Brett going upstairs and like checking himself out with the aviator Ray-Bans.
yeah. He just puts them on. He's like,
yeah. So they break in, they grab her, and you just hear her screaming and blah 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 blah, blah and whatever. So yeah, all the parents are like, what do we do with her? Blah blah blah. And it's like Brett's dad is taking on the Brett role, and he's like, taking charge and saying, we got to kill her, fuck this bitch, blah, 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 blah. And all the parents
Yeah,
are like,
it's
well, let's
like they're
be
like,
calm,
we're
let's be reasonable about this. And it's kind of like the same dynamic that all the kids had in the woods, but
of course, yeah.
Brett's dad is the
Taking
same
care
asshole
of
as
our
his
own.
kid
That
is.
makes no sense. Okay.
Right. Like, yeah. And then it's like, why, okay, whatever.
I think
Yeah.
they in some part of the movie they indicated that the mother was in prison. That would
when
have
he
been
was right before he killed his friend, because the friend was like, "I don't want to go to prison," and he's like, "Oh, what do you know about prison?"
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
yeah. That's
and
what
then I think he says something about like his. I think he says like, "Have you ever been to prison? Has your mom ever been to prison?"
Yeah. That's what I led to believe that they're probably been to prison and all that shit. Then and that it's not a big deal to fucking kill somebody.
Right.
Either way, how the fuck, like, if the parents were involved, how are they going to cover up that, like, couple
He says
burning
it.
corpses, the chick,
Yeah.
the fucking girl that gets run over, the other fucking dude stabbed? There's no fucking way. The most inept cops, like, I don't know how they roll in the UK, but there's no fucking way.
well,
Yeah.
especially with that whole area where everyone was dead was the spot where they were going to be developing. So it's not
Yeah.
like you could,
I mean, if Deputy Winston is the cop in that town, he just rolls up to the party, has a couple beers, and just lets them go.
His British counterpart,
Okay.
Winston Churchill. Oh,
I think the other dude says it too. I don't want to go to prison or something
Yeah.
like that. And he was like, "How they gonna know? What the fuck are you talking about?"
yeah.
well, the black kid and I think one other kid is like left alive. There's no way they don't fucking like
Yeah,
tell their
eventually
parents are
gonna
rolling over. Like the whole town is in a conspiracy. Like no, these people that went camping, we're just gonna murder them and cover it up.
Right.
It's like,
All
well,
right.
one's gonna do it. When they kill off what's her name, Jenny or whatever, they just kind of drag her into the bathroom. The door closes. You just hear her screaming because this is what they're focusing on Brett. Like going upstairs, and you just hear her screaming for a little bit, and then it's like the screams end. Like, why'd you just kill her in the house or just knock her out? Because How's it going to be DNA all over your house if anybody investigates this? Come on.
Yeah, it's gonna kill her at a house party because everybody's gonna be cool with that. You know,
Yeah, hey, no problem.
20 people out back.
Right.
Guys, thank you for rescuing me.
Always.
All right. Favorite scene.
Oh, also that scene at the end, if you noticed, when Brett's dad is like saying, we got to kill her and all, we got to take care of her and all this, like Brett actually tries to stop him. He says, no, Dad, that's enough. And then like his dad just slaps the shit out of him and is like, okay. And then his dad just takes over from there. Yeah. So Brett actually did try to end up saying, don't kill her at the end, which I thought was kind of odd.
Yeah.
I guess he
throw
kind of
that
figured
blood on his hands, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's like, maybe we've taken this a little too far as it is.
Favorite scene? I'm gonna say breaking into Brett's house. Like the anxiety of that. I don't like shit like that.
That's
when
probably mine
you're
too.
hiding.
Oh, I thought you were joking. Wow, I hate that scene. I thought that scene ruined the movie for me. Mine was the final escape when Jenny doesn't give a fuck and just plows into Paige because it was very cathartic. Because I hated that girl and I wanted her to die so badly. She was such a little bitch.
Yeah.
Graham, Gula.
I can't think of a single scene in this movie that I enjoyed. It was not for me.
Yeah, I didn't have a favorite scene. I just put favorite scene and there's nothing next to it.
the end credits.
All right, let's go through this.
I will say
character.
there were a lot of scenes where they did like the overhead profile shot, and every time I was like, we get it, you own a drone.
Well, this is what, 2002?
Yeah, that was 2008. That was probably a helicopter.
2008.
I meant maybe.
Yeah.
It's on a new movie.
Oh, 2008, yeah.
Favorite character? I said Michael Fassbender.
Really?
No, he was an insufferable prick.
He started off okay, but he just turned into insufferable prick's a good way to put it.
Like, as soon as, even the first scene on the beach where he goes to confront them, it's like, dude, just, like, put your ego aside and stop trying to show off in front of this girl.
I would, I'd say the woman. I don't know what
I
name.
put Jenny.
Yeah.
That's what I said too.
Yeah, like
Jenny.
It's like Gula she didn't show her tits, but you know.
Yeah. We got side boobs. We got side boobs.
I mean, she was
it's better
I
than
put
nothing.
she was pretty resourceful and had pretty decent survival instincts, but yeah, she did about as well as she could, I think, under the circumstances once Stevie was dead.
Favorite kill? I said girl getting run over. So
absolutely.
That's why the whole time Scott was like, "Yep."
It's the little.
I would love to personally do that. I don't even drive, but I would love to just fucking barrel through her. Little cunt.
It was like such a cathartic scene after
every
everything.
kill in the movie that wasn't Michael Fassbender was a child.
I don't care. There were shitbags.
I understand that, but they're children. That girl is like 13.
Just a really late term abortion.
No, she's probably
those kids
19.
were like 13.
Well, I must be a shitbag because I said that.
The kid with the glass on his neck?
No, the freaking kid that got set on fire and he was screaming, guy. That was my
Indian
favorite
boy?
death.
That was horrific, yeah. That was
He
horrific.
was the one innocent bullied fucking kid.
Well, snitches get stitches.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Being a little fucking cuck.
My God.
Hey, Pat, did you say? No, Pat, you said, could you survive? I would say yes.
Yeah, I think you take out Brett, you're fine. All the other kids can scatter.
I'm whooping those kids. those kids.
Oh, yeah.
Gula's
Gula's always packing.
You have to figure, are you by yourself? Or, if it was the five of us?
the five
of
of us
course,
would
we'd just
figure
roll
it
and
out.
the fuck out of here.
I'm never antagonizing those children. That kid was a clear psychopath
Oh, yeah.
from the second he was on screen.
Wait,
Like,
Graham, real quick, if you, went down to your little lake house
And Hollis.
and there was some, 5 teenagers acting like that, what would you do?
call the cops. It's private property. My family owns the property.
Stop being so reasonable.
No,
I'm gonna call
it's
999.
it's not private property that we're also trespassing on. We own the property.
Right.
I don't know if
That's
if
funny.
I was in that situation, the part after the dog barking at me, I'd probably be like, "All right, Jen, we're going, we're gonna go somewhere else."
Yeah, I'm gone the second the dog's shit happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the only reason the two main characters died is because they just got hurt. Steve got hurt in the car crash, and he couldn't do anything after that. And then Jenny was fine until she stepped on that spike, and after that, she was toast. So if he didn't, actually get hurt like that, I think they both probably would have survived because they would have whooped those little shits.
Yeah. I would just move to a different spot around
Yeah.
there.
I've gone camping a million times, and that has never happened. So
Yeah.
I'm whooping those fucking kids.
Fuck them kids.
We already know you can take out 100 gorillas, so
Uh-huh.
those kids ain't gonna be fucking
Five.
shit.
They're like, what's
5
going on?
children.
Let's go.
They hear that like, uh-oh.
Oh,
All you hear is they're out camping in the woods, and all they hear through the winds is "Let's go."
They
Just get
automatically know what that is. What do you
shit.
guys rate this movie? I said 8 out of 10.
I'm going 8.5. 8.85, yeah.
I hear you've seen it like 7 times.
Well, I mean,
Not
I
after
know.
this episode, allegedly.
I drank some.
I gave it a 7.5. That seems. to
I
be
gave
my
it a
go-to.
7. Like, it's not for me, but it's like, I can't say that it's a bad movie.
Yeah, I same way. It's like the performances are good. They did a good job of making me want to violently murder the assholes. Like the bad guys were very bad. You really wanted bad things to happen to them. And then like with the kids that actually did die, like the Indian kid and the little kid that got stabbed, that was just like horrific. So it's like that was kind of heartbreaking. So yeah, it was really well done. It's just I don't know, not my cup of tea really.
When I started this movie, like I said, this movie sucks. But after watching the whole thing, I gave it a 7.
Oh, it's a shit.
Kind of grew on me.
Yeah, it definitely picked up. So of the 4 movies, what was everybody's favorite one? I mean, I guess we'll
Cabin
check the
Fever.
ratings.
I've already said mine. Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah, well yours is Friday the 13th.
Well, since
Obviously.
Cabin fever.
Yeah, mine
Friday
was
or
an easy
Cabin, I don't
cabin
know.
fever.
It's a tie.
I think I like Friday the 13th. I liked it a lot more than I remembered, which is funny because I think I gave it the lowest rating of the 4. I'm looking back at it.
I know, I keep bringing up all these movies. You're like, I haven't seen that since, I was 13. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I hadn't
For
seen Friday the
13, I was like
13th
-2.
for forever. So it was kind of cool to go back and revisit it. Again, it was great until the final act, and it was just like, it kind of fell apart on me, but so did all the movies, really. All right, so is that it?
I think that's it.
Oh, we done with
Is
this
that-
marathon episode?
Yeah.
All right, on that note, keep it pointless.
Keep it pointless.
Keep it pointless.